Braves Country. I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. You're listening to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. Hey Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. Casey at the Bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayer. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2, but with 1 inning more to play. And when Cooney died at first, and Barrows did the same, a pall-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to the hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did Jimmy Blake, and the former was a hoodoo, while the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude grim, melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single, to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the dell. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat, for Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye, a sneer cooled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in a haughty grandeur there. Closed by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. That ain't my style, said Casey. Strike one, the umpire said. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of a storm waves on a stern and distant shore. Kill him! Kill the umpire! Shouted someone on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With a smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult, he bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun sphere flew. But Casey ignored it, and the umpire said, Strike two! Fraud! Cried the maddened thousands, and echoed answered fraud. But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain. And they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball. And now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in the favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. Casey at the Bat, Ernest Lawrence Thayer, published June 3rd, 1888. San Francisco Examiner. Hey Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show Braves Country Today just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
What's up, Braves Country? Looking forward to a great Atlanta Braves season. See y'all at the ballpark. Love you.
Lineup for Braves Country by DM McGee, 2024. A is for Aaron, the Hammer and Hank, the real home run king. Take that to the bank. B is for Bobby. Cox never cowered. He'd give Blue quite an earful on his way to the showers. C is for Chipper. Don't call him Larry. He would show up in Shea. The Mets he would bury. D is for David, justice he'd bring. A Game 6 solo brought Atlanta their ring. E is for Eddie Matthews, 512 bombs away. Lit skies from Boston to Milwaukee to the A. F is for Fred, McGriff dog-biting crime. A fire was lit the day he arrived. G is for Glavin, southpaw winds and kicks, changing speeds east and west, a gem in Game 6. H is for Harry and his brother George Wright, the father of baseball, Boston pennants in flight. I is for inning, ending double play, Riley to Ozzie to Olsen all day. J is for Jones, Andrew let her fly, and his gloves in center is where singles would die. K is for strikeouts, a plenty from Strider, the quads in the stash, getting swings from that slider. L is for Lopez, Javi to B-Mac, Travis and Smurf, we've been lucky to see that. M is for Mad Dog, he won 355, could swat flies with the changeup and still bust you inside. N is for Necro, he got to the hall by bending and knuckling and floating that ball. O is for Otis, old Nixon could fly, the catch at the wall baffled our eyes. P still for Peterson, we were all rockin' pearls. With Eddie and Jorge, we were out of this world. Q is a quandary for why Dale is not in. Murphy MVPs again and again. R is for ranking, the top pitcher's lore. Remember Kid Nichols, 107 WAR. S is for Smoltzy, the big three in the hall. When the game's on the line, you give John the ball. T is for Tyler, Matzik and the gift of 2021, the entire night shift. U is for Chavez, but we say Uncle Jesse. The frames, the release, kept the batters guessing. V is Van Weeren, Skip Carey 2, Don Ernie Joe, the tales from the booth. W is Warren, spawn Johnny Sane. They'd ride him in Boston and then pray for rain. X is Mazzoni, yeah, X marked the spot. Leo rocked next to Bobby and his pitchers stayed hot. Why it makes us feel young, the game's main appeal. Chopping through the battery, there's no better feel. Z is for Zip Boom Bam, Ramalama Ding Dong. Throughout the summer, we sing that song. From AJ to eyeglasses and a hell of a pen. Mad Max, Uncle Charlie, win after win. A cannon from short, and RC you later. Acuna Matata, there is no one greater. Though you can't fit them all when you just A to Z. Think of your favorites in the rafters we see. I started with 3, then 10, 25, 47, 31, and of course 29. Let's not forget 21, 41, 35, the great 44, or 755, and old number 6, who led his great teams. The pennants were flying, it felt like a dream. From Boston to Milwaukee, to Atlanta's TBS, a family, a tradition, Braves Country's the best. Lineup for Braves Country by DM McGee, 2024.
You're in Braves country.
Good evening, Braves country. Blah. That's all I can say about last night's game. Gross. That thing sucked to the high seven. But we've got clips I want you to hear. So I want you to hear the reaction. Evidently, Snicker did not send the runner. Evidently, it was not even a play. Evidently, Laureano thought it was a squeeze play. Kelnick was just trying to find a way to get on. There was no play on, and you'll hear their reaction. Before we do all that, I do want you to hear Chris Sale. He seems as motivated as ever, and just a tough luck that he didn't get any damn runs last night to speak of. But anyways, we're going to start off with Sale. We've got Kelnick's reaction, Laureano's reaction, and Snicker is all interviewed. They're all interviewed in different rooms, and it's kind of entertaining. All right, here is Chris Sale. I'm going to put the lineup on the screen so you can see it much better. Here, start off with Chris Sale.
Yeah, especially when you know what we have in this clubhouse. But there's a certain time that you got to get it going, and just hoping it's sooner rather than later.
What's the message for a guy like Laureano? You guys have seen how good of a ball player he is throughout his career. Everybody has tough nights, tough innings. What's kind of the message to him, his teammates?
You got to keep your head up. I mean, this is a very humbling game. If it was easy, one of that saying. So it's like you just got to keep grinding. Everyone has nights like that. Dust it off, get some sleep, come back tomorrow. That's the cool thing about this game. Sometimes you can have a tough night and come back the next day and be the hero. So just keep grinding.
Chris, was there any question when Snit asked you to go back out there in that 8th inning?
No. I knew there was a lefty leading off, so I take pride in being able to chew up as many innings as I can. I've had a lot of time off too, so it was easy for me to go back out.
How encouraging is it to pick up right where you left off, from that first half?
Yeah, I mean, that's the goal. You want to, keep it rolling. Again, as a starting pitcher, you want to get deep into games and try to win as many as you can. So, with having a lot of days in between, I was able to throw a couple bullpens and kind of try to stay sharp. So, but yeah, you want to keep it going.
People talk about, division, wild card, all that sort of stuff. But when you're in any sort of stretch, is it just best to block that stuff out and focus kind of on that day at hand?
Doesn't matter if you're the best team in the league or the worst team in the league. You got to win games. Every day is you show up to the ballpark and you expect to win. If you win, great, let's do it again tomorrow. If not, hey, we got to come tomorrow ready to go. So situation doesn't dictate what our expectations are. We expect to win every game, and that's what we need to do from here on out.
Was there any extra challenges with the back-to-back rainouts going into today for you?
No, I think the throwing schedule was a little bit different, but extra rest is never bad. So you take it when you can get it and try to just navigate it the way you need to.
So that was Chris Sale, and now you're going to hear from Jared Kelnick, because we all thought at the time that this was a play that was put on. Evidently, none of that's true. Here is Jared Kelnick, and then we're going to hear from Laureano. They're not sitting side by side. They're in the locker room, separate, miles away from each other. And here is their impression. Kelnick first.
It's pretty simple. I think I got to swing the bat there, and I was just trying to do too much. I think that's all there is to it. I wanted to get the run in, and I just trying to do too much. That's all it was.
So there was no sign. He just saw you show.
Yeah, I was, like I said, I was just trying to do everything I could to get the run in, and Unfortunately, I couldn't get a bat to it. And like I said, I should have just swung the bat.
Jared, how much does one like this hurt given how well Chris pitched?
Yeah, I mean, it sucks. A guy pitches his ass off like that and comes out, ends this way. It sucks.
How much you guys kind of had to grind through it? How much could that adversity help down the stretch to have battled through these things?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're just going to have to, this is a tough one to swallow. We're going to have to just keep going forward and keep playing hard.
So that was Kelnick, and then here's Laureano, and it really is dumbfounding. We wondered about that because he's brand new to the team, essentially. Why did they put that play on? Well, no, he just misread the thing, and maybe this is why Laureano was out there on the waiver wire. But here's Laureano's explanation.
Yeah, Kelnick was trying to get the bond down, and they just kind of, what is it called? Call a pitch out, and, that's a good strategy, and, yeah.
Did you think there was a squeeze on there? Safety?
Yeah, I thought it was a squeeze, and then it happened what happened.
That Neil ball looked like it bent in a little bit. Did you just kind of think you overran it a little bit?
Yeah, overran it, but should have cut that ball. No excuses. Let the team down today for sure, and got to move on. Really no time to think too much about it other than just sleep and new day tomorrow.
There's a long way to go to get to that ball. Is it just as you're running, did you kind of lose track of it? Or?
Yeah, I put my head down a couple times just to run, get a couple more feet. But I overran it, and it's crazy. Things like that don't happen to me, and I take full responsibility for that. So, yeah.
Is it extra disappointing to lose a game where Chris Sale pitched so well for so long?
Of course, yeah. And the way, we're in the stands, we need to, win every time he gets in there, for sure.
How frustrating is a night like this? And, you've been in this game a while. You probably just have to flush it, right?
Yeah, correct. You go, obviously forget about it in a way, but we got three more games against the Mets and move on.
And so after all that, so what we're putting together, first of all, they asked Laureano about the non-catch. He should have made the catch. It was a terrible defensive play. And then, of course, asking him about coming down the line. He thought there was a play on. He thought for some reason, you can tell Laureano didn't watch a lot of Snicker games in the past because Snicker putting on a suicide squeeze. That's what threw us all off. But anyways, Snicker says, no way in hell that what did I send that? That's not what we do here, which is kind of, and in some ways you're almost like, dude, that's the problem. You don't do anything ever. But here is Snicker on everything.
Let's just start with Sale. What did you think of what he did tonight?
It was unbelievable. He was so good. You know what? He's had some difficult situations over the week with the rain, the pitch, not pitch. He got loose from one night, and it just doesn't bother him. He's as pro is, and threw the ball as good as he's thrown it all year tonight. Just the same. A shame we couldn't score any runs.
What did Laureano read there? He went.
I don't know what that was. Quite honestly, you're gonna have to ask them. I didn't have anything on, and we're just trying to. I feel we normally don't bunt in that situation, but I was trying to score a run, and we had two pretty good hitters coming up. I thought, and that's. That's unacceptable.
Did it kind of look like he just overran that ball?
The one, the last one. Yeah, he just, I don't know. It's like he ran a long way for it and then just overran it. It's unfortunate. Pierce did a great job too. So I figured with his curveball and where we were in their order that if we scored one, it's hard to win on the road scoring one run, but I just kind of felt like with the matchups we had with Pierce out there, he had as good a chance as anybody of getting away with, a scoreless inning, and he should have.
With Merrifield, at the bottom of the lineup, maybe it is time to be aggressive there too.
Yeah, and I know, just like he hit and stopped, in the slide even, it kind of. And honestly, I think if they had called him safe, it would have stood there. But that's a tough one right there to get overturned when they can't tell. That's what I said. Like if it had been a safe call, we'd have had a guy third.
you're scoring runs, there's probably not as big of a focus. But how tough is that to have those two base running things back
No,
to
you
back?
can't do that. If you're not scoring and all, you can't not make outs on the bases like that. I mean, Witz is, he said, "You want me to be aggressive?" And I said, "Absolutely." He gets good. He's a base stealer. And just that one didn't work out. But kind of felt like where we were, like you say, in the lineup. If we'd have been at the top of the lineup or whatever, then we wouldn't even trying that. But we're trying to make something happen. And it looked like he did kind of got stuck a little bit on the slide. But I was just kind of, and I told him to say, "Yeah, be aggressive." And he went, stole second. And so that's a tough one. It's I say, when you're not scoring runs, man, you got to play pretty much clean baseball.
So that was Snicker, and that kind of gives you an idea of there was a bunch of walking into that clubhouse last night with a bunch of WTH and WTFs going about. It's a team that seems lost, and it's a team that seems like, I believe, they need. Now, I don't know if y'all noticed today. We'll talk about during the game. There's been a ton of trades today. Just the Braves haven't done anything. But trade deadline's Tuesday. I just think they need new blood in that locker room. Give us 2 or 3 guys. I don't give a damn what their role is. Just new blood in that locker room and some positive energy coming in there. Give me the Braves to win this one. I think it's going to be a tight one. Just looking at the way our offense is played, I'm hoping we can keep the Mets to about 3 runs, and I'm hoping we can scratch out 4 or 5. Give me the Atlanta Braves to win this one 4-3. And I'm going to go with Olsen to click. He's had a couple of hits the last 2 games, so I think he's starting to come out of it a little bit. I'm not going to go crazy. Kodai Senga, first start of the year, and he was dominant last year. We will talk about that when we come back from break, of giving you the lineups and everything else, pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. We got to get a W tonight, Braves country. Get your game face on, by God.
Like me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win. And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes, and the Yankees are going to the World Series.
Ground ball stabbed by Polk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same 3 criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry.
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam-a ding dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead. A hanger, and she's
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America you get in a ballpark. And it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Swung line drive left field. 1 run is in. Here comes Reed. Here's the throw to the plate. He is safe.
You're in Braves country.
If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to one strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to Forrest, and here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose what stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Play ball.
On a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live, and the scene is Citi Field in Queens, New York, where we're set to bring you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac Magee. Here are your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off and patrolling center field for your Atlanta Braves, Jared Kelenic. Kid Kelenic is batting .244 with 11 home runs, 32 RBI, 6 stolen bases. Batting second, playing third, Austin Riley. 13 home runs, 40 RBI, batting .258. The designated hitter and batting third, Marcell Ozuna. 28 home runs, 80 RBI, batting .305. Batting cleanup and playing first, Matt Olson. 13 home runs, 44 RBI, a .225 average. Behind home plate, Travis d'Arnaud. 9 home runs, 33 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .258. Batting sixth and playing left, it's Eddie Rosario. 9 homers, 31 RBI, 8 stolen bases, batting .182. Batting seventh and playing right field, it's Adam Duvall. Duvey has 8 home runs, 26 RBI, a 184 average. Batting 8th and playing second, Nacho Alvarez. Nacho is batting .077, 1 for 13 on the year. Batting 9th, Orlando Arcia. The shortstop has 7 home runs, 27 RBI, batting .217. On the mound for your Atlanta Braves tonight, it's Charlie Morton. Uncle Charlie comes in 5-5 with a 3.92 ERA. A 1.22 whip, 103 innings and a third pitched, 101 strikeouts versus 87 hits, 39 walks, and 11 home runs served. He'll be going head-to-head with Kodai Senga. Kodai Senga is making his debut for the 2024 season tonight. In 2023, Kodai Senga was 12-7 with a 2.98 ERA, 166 innings, 202 strikeouts. He gave up 17 home runs and 77 walks. Backing up Kodai in the bottom of the first inning for the New York Metropolitans and playing shortstop, it's Francisco Lindor. 22 home runs, 62 RBI, 20 stolen bases, batting .259. Batting second, playing left, Brandon Nimmo. 16 homers, 63 RBI, 9 stolen bases, batting .236. JD Martinez is batting third as the designated hitter with 10 home runs, 40 RBI, a .258 average. Pete Alonso batting cleanup and playing first, 20 homers, 53 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .243. Jeff McNeil is in right field, 9 home runs, 33 RBI, 5 stolen bases, batting .231. Vientos is at third with a .284 average, 13 home runs, and 35 RBI. While Iglesias is batting seventh and playing second, 3 home runs, 17 RBI, a .366 average, 2 stolen bases. Behind home plate, it's Francisco Alvarez. 4 home runs, 24 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .273. And Tyrone Taylor is batting ninth and in center field. He has a .230 average, 6 home runs, 25 RBI, 6 stolen bases. Atlanta Braves come in just 7 games above 500 and 24-26 on the road. The Mets are 6 games above 500, 27-26 at home. Calling balls and strikes behind home plate, it's Gabe Morales. First base will be manned by Doug Eddings, while your second base umpire is Ryan Additon. And down the third base line, it's Will Little. Game time temperatures here in Queens, New York, 86 degrees, partly cloudy. The New York Mets are minus 135 on the money line. The over-under is 7.5. We'd like to thank all the Country Club members for helping support the channel. Please become a Country Club member today. And if you haven't already, smash that like and subscribe to Braves Country Radio. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. It's Braves Mets Game 2 of a 4-game set. Braves look to even up the series, looking towards the weekend where we will face off with the same Metropolitans on Saturday afternoon at 4:10 and Sunday afternoon 1:30. It's Charlie Morton Day, so we got the Uncle Charlie emoji kicking in the chat for you Country Club members. Also, Country Club members, live tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern, our football show comes back, Cover Country, going into our 11th season. Grab some coffee tomorrow morning. We'll talk a little football ahead of the third game of this series, set for 4:10, Schwellen up. Warm up those chop arms, Country Club members, and Braves Country, get your game face on.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah! Roll call!
You're in Braves country.
Get this bus moving.
Stop.
Come back.
Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
Good evening, Braves country. Just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. We'll do roll call here in a second as Kodai Senga is getting set. The Mets are in their black tops, white pants, black ball caps. Braves in their classic road grays. And yes, sir, it is baseball time in Braves country. First pitch on the way to Kid Kelnick is down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. Braves nothing, Mets nothing. Top of the first inning. Game 2 of a 4-game set. The 1-0 smacked down the right field line, but foul. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. The pitch. Swing. Chops it. Fork ball. Bangs it towards the dugout. 1-2. The 1-2. Kicks and fires. Swung on. Chops that fork ball once again. Most of these guys here, they have not seen Kodai Senga, and that would put Kid Kelnick in that group. This is his first time ever seeing him. So a 1-2 count. Senga comes set. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Chase that fork ball. 1 away. You'll find out that is absolutely his out pitch, his strikeout pitch. Kelnick seeing it 3 times in a row, and each time it just got a little lower. You can expect that all night long from Senga. First pitch on the way to Austin Riley is down and in. 1-0. Now, the big question mark tonight would be how long does Senga have? The 1-0 swung on, pops it up, 4-seam fastball. Inside, bangs it backwards. 1-1. 1-1 count. Senga working pretty quickly. Here he goes again. The fork ball, they'll call that the slider in the dirt. 2-1. What you'll see from Kodai Senga, a 4-seam fastball, a cutter, a sweeper, and a slider, and then he's got the fork ball pitch, the 2-1. Swing, that ball's banged on the right side. Diving play by Alonso. Good play from his wallet. Throws it to Senga covering first. 2 down. Nice play by Pete Alonso there. So 2 down. That'll bring up Marcell Ozuna. Marcell, 1 for 3 lifetime versus Kodai Senga. Marcell stands in with a 305 average, 28 home runs, 80 RBI. First pitch to Ozuna. High and inside, gets him right on the shoulder, 97 miles an hour. Ozuna doesn't look too happy about it. I don't think that was intentional. I can't imagine that's the one. If they're trying to send some kind of message because of what Laureano did to Alvarez last night, I don't understand why you go after Ozuna. Ozuna kind of rolled his eyes at Alvarez. He's got a wry grin sitting at first base. Best way to make him pay. I'm starting to think that that was intentional. Matt Olson stands in. We can go tit for tat. First pitch to Olson. Swing and a miss, 96 miles an hour. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swung on, chopped over towards first. Just foul, and I mean just foul. So an 0-2 count. That ball was foul. It was going to be an easy out, so Olson lives to fight another day. Expect plenty of fork balls once he gets 2 strikes. The 0-2, they set up down low. The fork ball in the dirt, 1-2. It's basically going to be up to the batters to identify it and spit on it. If you know it's the fork ball, you can't go after it because it very rarely lands in the zone. The 1-2, they set up high. Swing, fouls it back. Do it again. So they're going up and down instead of in and out to get things going here in the top of the first inning. Braves nothing, Mets nothing. Early game here on a Friday night, so I do expect most people are going to show up a little late. The 1-2. Senga comes set. They set up out wide. The pitch. Swing. Slices it back. We'll do it again. 1-2 count. Runner at first, 2 outs. Could really make Senga pay if Olson could go yard right here or just drive one into the gap. The 1-2, swung on, lifted, foul down the line, kind of a golf swing just to get a piece of it. Nowhere near fair territory. Into the seats just before the right field wall, 1-2. Senga, 16 pitches. Once again, this is his first start. I would think his pitch count would be around 75, 80 pitches. That's normally what it is when these guys first come back. You take the example of Kershaw the other day, 4 innings. The 1-2 from Senga. Lets her go. Swing! Lifts it down the left field line. Will it stay in play? Just foul. Nimmo gave chase. Not a lot of real estate down that left field line. So once again, a 1-2 count. Matt Olson about to see his 8th pitch of the at-bat. The 1-2 from Senga. Kicks and fires. Caught looking, strike 3. Got up with the slider up top. Just froze him. He was looking fastball or forkball and got kind of in between. We'll be back in a flash. Braves and Mets. First inning we go.
You must have someone in your family that's a lawyer. Why, because I'm Jewish? It's like me saying, hey, you're Indian. Doesn't your cousin work in a call center? My cousin does work in a call center. And my cousin's a lawyer.
Lager, the beer that brought the forest down.
I drive an exotic imported sports car. I eat exotic foreign food like frankfurters and pizza. But when it comes to numbing my mind, I'm a patriot. I drink the beer that brought the forest down. I'm a lager man. And with the new 80-bottle trunk pack, you've got enough for the evening. Hey, it's happy hour somewhere.
Lager brings out the patriot in you.
Where's my tickets to the Sonics game? They were here just a second ago. Somebody stole my tickets to the Sonics game! This stinks! This is total BS! This is... Oh, got it. Got it. Hey, where the hell's my Lasorda tape? This is total...
Hey, where do you think you're going?
Hey, man. Mike's studying. I don't want to bother him.
Yeah, well, you get back in there and finish, man. But see, in this house, people study when they're supposed to.
Good thing I'm not a member of this house.
Well, you heard of the extended family? Well, this weekend you part of one, which gives me the right to extend this belt to your behind if I feel like...
Every little town out there on the prairie had its own ball team and ball grounds, and we challenged them all. It wasn't easy to win those games. Each of those towns had its own umpire, so you really had to go some to win. We were going through...
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
All right, let's get into roll call, Braves country. Country Club members, first and foremost, we see Charlie Pittman, Brian Andrews, the GOAT. I see Willis Mathis. What you talking about, Willis? I see, who else do we see here? Brian Andrews. We see AY. We see Edward Spry. I think I said Charlie Pittman. Mark Ricardo. Lucy, he's home. And also in Braves country is the first pitch on the way to Charlie Morton. From Charlie Morton to Francisco Lindor is outside wide for a ball. It's 0-1. Hello, Grandma King in Braves country. First, the 1-0 right there, first strike, 1-1. Joe Lax. The 1-1. Swung on, chopped over to second. Easy play from Nacho to Olsen. 1 down. 4-3 put out to start the game for Charlie. Who else do we have in here from Braves country? I know I've missed it. John, I thought I saw you earlier. Let's see, who else do we have? See if I've missed anybody. If I missed anybody, just jump into the chat. Rob. Thought I saw Travis. I might be Brian. Justin. First pitch on the way to Brandon Nimmo's, down below the knees for a ball. It's 1-0. I think that's everybody. If I missed anybody, just throw a hi into the chat. The 1-0 swung on, fouled straight back, 1-1. Brandon Nimmo had the night off last night with Chris Sale on the mound. He wanted no part of that. Batting .236, 16 home runs, 63 RBI, and a .781 OPS. The 1-1 swung on, lifted high, down the left field line. If it's fair, it is not. Would have been caught in deep left field, but Eddie Rosario ran out of room. So, okay, yeah, there's Travis. So a 1-2 count. Once again, if anyone is still in the chat, hasn't, just holler at us if we missed you. Just jump into the chat. Also like to know where everybody's listening from. The 1-2 from Charlie. Caught! Looking strike 3. He got caught watching the paint dry. 2 away. Good pitch by Morton. Snuck a 4-seam fastball right there on the inner cut for the first strikeout of the game. Two down. That'll bring J.D. Martinez to the plate. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way. It's a 4-seam fastball. It's 1-0. Edwards in Pembroke, Virginia. Willis is in Cordell. The 1-0. Way outside wide. Cutter misses, 2-0. Don't want to start a problem here. Pete Alonso stands on deck. Charlie checking in from Kingsland, Georgia. Alabama. From Brian Andrews, the 2-0. Right there, top of the edge for a strike, 2-1. He capitalized at the end like Forrest Gump. Greenbow, Alabama. The 2-1 pitch. Morton kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. Curveball. Got him guessing. 2-2. Columbia, South Carolina, Mark Ricardo. Grandma King from Brunswick, Georgia. South Carolina, Gary. The 2-2. 95 just misses down and low. AY, Brevard, North Carolina, or Brevard, North Carolina. So a payoff pitch from Morton. Curveball, did he go around? They said he got him. Strike three, and Charlie Morton's out of the first. 1, 2, 3. That's what we like to see on a Friday night.
Oh, I'm Dean Martin. I'm trying to renew my license.
You mind if I call you Dino? You know, I watch your show on and off.
You do?
Sure, every time it's on, I turn it on.
Go ahead, ask me a few questions.
Just look, do you drink when you drive?
Of course not.
Then I guess you don't drive very much. You need glasses?
Only when I drink.
You snitch on your coworkers for $1,000 a week?
Sherelle had Keisha clock her in 3 times early this week, and she wasn't even here because her baby daddy moved further out. Jerome be doing donuts on the forklift in the warehouse, and he never changed out the propane tanks. And Cindy and HR be doing powder.
What was the coolest rule that your parents gave you growing up?
My parents had this real cool rule. So basically, if I went to school and I got good grades, I stayed out of trouble, did my chores at home, didn't talk back. I mean, not that I would want to, because the last time I did, I got my head knocked between the washer and dryer and I had a hard time getting it out. But either way, do good in school, do good at home. They would give me an allowance. Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. They allowed me to stay in the house.
Bro, Blake, play for the love of the game, man. What's wrong with you, bro? Money should not be a thing. Bro, I'm risking my life. It's not worth it. It's not.
You are so going to end up in porno.
In 1878, more than 8 million bats were sold in the United States. And players often rode to the ball field in painted carriages, singing team songs. Everybody had a team. At Orting, Washington, the Fats took on the Lean. Whalers, frozen in at Herschel Island above the Arctic Circle, played too, naming their teams the Hoodlums, Walruses, and Blubbers.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Please like and subscribe today, youtube.com/@BravesCountry. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Darnode gave Alvarez a hug when he walked to the plate. First pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, 94-mile-an-hour fastball. No, you got a piece of it, but fouls it back. It's on 1. Darnode's been a Mets killer his whole career. It's still strange to see him get back-to-back starts. I would assume Murphy will start Saturday and Darnode on Sunday. The 0-1 swung on. That ball is laced into left field. That's down for a base hit. That's why Travis d'Arnaud got that second start in a row. He absolutely has papers on the New York Mets. He continues to rake against the Mets. Hits particularly well here at Citi Field. One on, nobody out. Eddie Rosario, the batter, batting 6th tonight. First pitch. Down and in. Cutter misses 1-0. Man, if Senga could hang one of those fork balls, that's really right in Eddie Rosario's wheelhouse. The 1-0. They set up top. Fastball chopped over towards first. Alonso's got it. Fires it over to second base. The relay pops out of the glove. Wouldn't have mattered. Rosario beat the throw by a million. Senga was covering the bag. It was Lindor's throw. It was a high throw, but once again, wouldn't have mattered. Rosario easily in there. It's just a good job by Senga to get a glove on it, because if that ball goes untouched, it could go into the dugout. The 1 on, 1 out. First pitch on the way to Duvall is slammed. If it's fair, it's gone. That ball is zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam-a, ding-dong, a 2-run shot. Your Atlanta Braves take a 2-0 lead here in New York. Wowza. Adam Duvall. Looked like he just grabbed it with the bat and slung it over the fence. Wow. For First pitch on the way. Righty-righty matchup with Nacho Alvarez. Swing and a miss, strike. It's 0-1. That's kind of woken up the Braves dugout. Good to see that. The 0-1. Swung on, pops it up. High in the sky. Making the catch with ease is Alonso over there by the Mets' first base side. 2 down. So 2 down. Braves 2, Mets nothing. Top of the second inning. Full slate of Major League Baseball tonight. We'll keep you up to date as the night rolls on. Also, a ton of trade news. We'll get into that. First pitch on the way to Orlando Arcia's bang foul back behind home plate. It's 0-1. Baltimore Orioles make a trade with their division rival Tampa Bay Rays. Baltimore sends 3 prospects to Tampa for Zach Eflin. Pretty big deal there. The Philadelphia Phillies is the 0-1 pitch. High and out of the zone, 1-1. They trade for right-handed hitting Austin Hayes, an outfielder. And trading away one of their relievers is the 1-1. Swung on, bang back foul, 1-2. Well, 1-2 count. Austin Hayes is expected to platoon with Brandon Marsh out in left field, so they're looking to help that side of the plate. The 1-2 pitch, down and away. Fork ball, did he go around? He did not, 2-2. They traded Dominguez, the fireball throwing reliever. A little surprised by that, but you got to give up something to get something. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Arcia down on strikes. Couldn't even come close to that fork ball. But not before your Atlanta Braves put 2 on the board. It's 2-0. Adam Duvall.
Smoking, that's another one. Try to stop smoking. That's a beauty, huh? Well, with cigarettes, my wife and I, we made a deal, my wife and I. We only smoke after sex. I got the same pack now since 1975. What bothers me is my wife. She's up to 3 packs a day.
Here's the 1-2 pitch, and it is swung on and hit high and deep down the right field line. Is it fair? Is it? It is gone, baby! Ramalama ding dong zip boo bam, a 3-run shot by Eddie Rosario. That thing looked like it was curving foul. Eddie Rosario makes it 4-1 Atlanta.
Today we are talking about one of the worst offensive teams ever to win a World Series, the 1906 Chicago White Sox. The team owned the league's worst batting average and only hit 7 home runs the entire season. Only 3 of their everyday starters had a batting average over 250. Out of the 7 home runs they hit that season, Billy Sullivan and Fielder Jones accounted for more than half of them with 2 apiece. During a 3-week stretch in August, they went 19-0, while the other 3 teams ahead of them had a losing record during that same stretch. No one in the press dared pick the White Sox to beat the Cubs. Through the first 4 games of the World Series, the White Sox had 6 runs, 11 hits, and an embarrassing 0.97 batting average. Despite this, the series was still tied at 2. Game 5 would turn the series when the White Sox took advantage of an overflow crowd. Back then, when balls hopped over the roped-off crowd, they were considered doubles. The White Sox had 8 doubles in the game and won 8-6. In the last 2 games of the series, the White Sox would finally break through offensively with 16 runs and close out the biggest upset in World Series history.
Baseball is the very symbol, the outward and visible expression of the drive and push and rush and struggle of the raging, tearing, booming 19th century. Mark Twain.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way. To Pete Alonso is inside for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0 right there at the knees, 1-1. The 1-1 count. Kicks and fires. Fastball right there at the knees, didn't get the call. Bad job by home plate umpire Gabe Morales tonight. 2-1 pitch, swung on, lifted high, not very deep, into right field. The man of the hour, Adam Duvall, makes the catch, 1 away. One down, and Jeff McNeil comes to the plate. Left-handed bat of the Mets. McNeil, 653 OPS on the year. Charlie Morton kicks and delivers. First ball, swing and a miss. The curveball, it's 0-1. 653 OPS and a 231 batting average. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. Changeup, 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Standing on deck is Vientos. In the hole, Iglesias. The 0-2 swung on, lifted high. Not very deep. Lazy fly ball into center field. Making the catch is Kid Kelnick. 2 down. Charlie Morton, 20 pitches into the night. Bottom of the second, 2 outs. See the questions and comments about the Mets pitcher. Went over this briefly in the pregame show, but this is his first start of the year. He's coming off of a shoulder injury. First pitch on the way, swung on, grounded up the middle, and it's backhanded by Nacho. He flips it to Arcia. See if he can make a play. Not much of a chance of that happening. Vientos will beat it out, and it's an infield single for the Mets third baseman. But if you go back to what he did last year, which was his first year in the United States in Major League Baseball, he come over from Japan. He was highly regarded, a big-time signing by the Mets. He finished with a 2.98 ERA in 166 innings, so a really good first season. The first pitch from Morton to Iglesias is right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. Also very impressive, 202 strikeouts in those 166 innings. That fork ball really did some damage. They flip it over to first to keep the runner close by. His whip was 1.22, so I mean, all in all, a very good year. That's beyond solid. That is an extremely good year, especially for a first-year guy in MLB. The 0-1, down and away curveball misses, 1-1. His record was 12-7. When you consider how bad the Mets were last year, that's pretty impressive as well. 1-1 count to Iglesias, batting .366 on the year. The pitch, inside. Do it again, 2-1. The pitch from Morton, swing. That ball's banged down the third base line. It's a fair ball. Eddie comes over and gets it, fires it in the infield, and it's first to third. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Hard hit ball just past Austin Riley. It smacked up against the tarps in the left field line. Came off the carom. By the time Eddie got to it, Vientos with pretty good speed had already rounded second and was trucking to third. So runners on the corners, 2 outs. Alvarez to the plate. Righty-righty matchup. The first pitch, curveball inside. It's 1-0. Braves 2, Mets nothing. Bottom of the second inning. Infield is back and to the left. Huge hole on the right side. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Curveball off the edge, 1-1. 1-1 count. Charlie Morton now at 27 pitches, so that pitch number is getting up there in this inning. Had about 10 in the first. The 1-1. Curveball misses outside wide, 2-1. And Charlie will tend to have high pitch counts. We know that. He's constantly trying to get people to swing at that curveball. He's more and more. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on, pops it up. High in the sky, should be playable. Drifting back, making the catch is Orlando Arcia, and that'll end the inning. So we come out unscathed. We'll grab the bats. Top of the order we go here in Queens.
Hitting is not about muscle. It's simple physics. Calculate the velocity V in relation to the trajectory T, in which G, gravity, of course, remains a constant. It's not complicated.
Now, who are you again?
Assistant to the traveling secretary.
You're the guy who put us in that Ramada in Milwaukee.
You want to talk about hotels? You want to win some ball games?
Hey, we won the World Series.
In 6 games.
And there's quickly 2 away. Just 7 pitches into the inning. Freddie Freeman comes to the plate. Here's the first pitch to Freddie Freeman. Hit high and deep in center field. It's going back, back, back. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone! The Braves lead it 5-4. Freddie Freeman comes through in a big way. He takes Josh Hader deep. The Atlanta Braves lead it 5-4 on the bat of Freddie Freeman. The crowd is going bananas.
In 1882, owners of Midwestern clubs left out of the National League established a league of their own, the American Baseball Association. Its games cost just a quarter. Its teams played on Sundays, and its ballparks sold liquor. The new Beer and Whiskey League drew bigger, rowdier crowds. The stands filled with working men and immigrants, not the middle-class, native-born fans who followed the National League. It was baseball's heyday. Competition flourished, play improved, attendance skyrocketed, and huge wood and iron grandstands were built in all the big cities. The 2 leagues staged an end-of-the-season championship for fans who could not get enough baseball.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Kid Kelnick leads us off. First pitch on the way is an outside sweeper. Grabs for a strike. It's 0-1. If he's going to get that call, he's going to be tough to beat. The 0-1. Fork ball in the dirt, 1-1. Kid Kelnick struck out swinging on that fork ball his first time up. The 1-1 misses high, 92 miles an hour. So a 2-1 count. The pitch on the way, high and out of the zone, ball 3-3. When you like to see Kelnick just get on base. He's in such a bad slump here in the second half of the season. The 3-1, swung on, chopped foul, sweeper, full count. So a full count to Kelnick. Braves lead it 2-0, top of the third. The pitch, swing, slaps it foul. Looked like Kelnick was a touch behind that, probably anticipating that fork ball. Yankees and Red Sox are tied at 1 in the bottom of the second. The payoff pitch, outside wide, ball 4. Kid Kelnick, head on down to first. Saying at 37 pitches, keep an eye on that, because like I said, his first time back, they're not going to try to blow his arm out. Let's have a real chance of making the playoffs this year. Last thing they want to do is send him back to the IL. Austin Riley stands in. The first pitch, swing, pops it up high and deep. Going back on the track, making the catch in the deepest part of the ballpark, and Kid Kelnick tags up, and he is safe. Head first slide into second base. Great heads up running by Kelnick. Taylor had a long way to go. The momentum took him all the way back to the wall. Kelnick, good to see someone tagging up from first. We haven't seen that much from the Braves. Maybe that was a part of the closed-door meeting. First pitch on the way to Ozuna is down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. Ozuna was hit by a pitch on a four-seam fastball up around the shoulder. The 1-0. Inside, 94 mile an hour, 2-0. So they went inside again. Braves 2, Mets nothing. Love to see him tack on another run here. Kelnick in scoring position with one away. Olsen stands on deck. The 2-0 to Ozuna. Swing, slice it foul. Might have chased one a bit out of the zone. Fork ball, 2-1. Darnold is in the hole if we keep the line moving. Back to some of these trades that went down today. We'll get into that here in a second. The 2-1 pitch. Kicks and fires. Swing, and that ball's hammered down the left field line, but just foul. Just foul. Probably his extra bases, and it's definitely a run if that stays just a few inches fair. I mean, that thing just missed the line. So a 2-2 count. Man, have the Mariners been busy. Y'all paid attention to this? Mariners made 2 trades today. The first one is the 2-2. 96 miles an hour, inside and low. Called for strike 3, and Ozuna's got something to say, and I can't blame him. That was a terrible call. That's as clean as I can say it, but that is a god-awful call by Gabe Morales. About 2 or 3 inches inside and low. Even the mark they're putting on the screen is inaccurate. It's much further inside than what they showed on the pitch track. First pitch on the way to Olsen. It's right there for a ball. It's 1-0. What they showed on the pitch track is where his glove extended out to. But it was easily 2 to 3 inches out of the zone. The 1-0, right down the pipe for a strike, 1-1. Mariners acquired Yimi Garcia, reliever from the Toronto Blue Jays. Last night, shortly after our game, Randy Arozarena. Mariners grabbed him in a package. Send him out west. The 1-1, swing and a miss, fork ball, 1-2. Got to figure some of these other moves are going to start happening over the weekend. Anthopoulos loves to wait to the last minute, but he might be caught with his pants down because you're seeing a little more aggressiveness. Normally, you don't see these types of moves until about 24 to 48 hours before the deadline, especially the Arozarena one. The 1-2. Swing. That ball's lifted high and deep. If it's fair, it's gone. It is just foul into the upper deck here at Citi Field. Wow. The hanging fork ball. You're not going to get many of those. Could not keep it straight. That would have really put a charge into that Braves dugout. The 1-2. 48th pitch of the night by Senga. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the curveball, outer edge. And that'll end the inning. Kelnick gets on, but no one can get him home. We've heard that song before. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Look, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm tired of talking to you.
As that'll bring Austin Riley to the plate. Austin Riley had the big home run earlier. And Austin Riley, lifetime, is 0 for 2 against Trina. In Atlanta, a single could win this game. Austin Riley stands at the plate. Peterson is on deck. Jock Peterson, by the way, is 2 for 4 lifetime versus Trina. Here's the swung on, and it is roped down the line. It's going to rattle around, and oh, baby boy, here comes Ozzy Albies. He's going to score. The Braves walk it off in fine fashion. Oh, my word, the first pitch, and it is absolutely scooping down the line. How about that?
What do you want? 25 years old. What does a 25-year-old man want?
Hit a parlay and drink some beers with my buddies. And yeah, I'm going to go as far as to say that's any man of any age. That's all we want. Just hit a parlay, drink some beers with the buddies, hit another parlay, drink some more beers, play some more parlays. That's pretty much the 1-2 punch. I'm going to say any man of any age. That's pretty much, that's all we want. That's it.
In 1882, William Hulbert died, and control of the National League and his old team, the Chicago White Stockings, passed to his second-in-command, A.G. Spaulding.
A magnet must be a strong man among strong men. Everything is possible to him who dares. Albert Goodwill Spaulding.
The railroads had Commodore Vanderbilt. Big Steel had Andrew Carnegie. Big Oil, John D. Rockefeller. Baseball had Albert Goodwill Spaulding.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Braves lead it 2-0. Charlie Morton goes back to work. The first pitch, cutter up top. It's 0-1. I wish those types of players still existed, but they really don't. They're usually you're if a guy hits for a high rate in the 0-1, banged on the ground over to third, Riley muffles it, fires it over to first, and it's going to be an E5 to start the inning. No way he was getting Taylor with that speed. Just rolled underneath his glove. Kind of caught in between the hop. Couldn't quite get there in time to charge it. Kind of trapped it underneath his glove. Once he had to go backwards, I knew there was no way he was getting Taylor. Taylor can fly. New York Mets center fielder. First offer over to first base to keep the runner close is nowhere near. The top of the order stands up. Lindor. First pitch to Lindor's a curveball, swing and a miss. Down below the knees, it's 0-1. Brian, was it Brian or was it Ron? Somebody was asking whatever happened to ABC baseball. We tried that last night. Spit the bit. The 0-1, outside wide, 1-1. But I do wish that we could do it. I really like that brand of baseball. Unfortunately, it's kind of become extinct. Braves tried to put a squeeze play on and didn't tell anybody. Next thing you know, Laureano takes it upon himself as the 1-1, swing and a miss. 1-2. If you missed the pregame show, we had the audio of the interviews. Long story short, Kelenic was trying to just find a way to get on, and Laureano thought it meant that there was a suicide squeeze out of nowhere. So he thought he missed a sign or something. He just took off like a bat out of hell towards home. Next thing you know, we got a problem. The 1-2, curveball down and in, 2-2. So a 2-2 count. We might be able to do something like that, Charlie. Maybe not the 2-2. Swing. Pops it back out of play. See if I can put something together during the next break. I don't think you can go by names, but maybe we can talk about who everyone thinks the position. We'll put up a couple of options up there. The 2-2 to Lindor, one on, nobody out, outside wide, ball 3. So Travis and Charlie nibbling once again, and now you got a full count, running that pitch count up, and also in danger of putting 2 on with nobody out, and the heart of the order due up for the Mets. The payoff pitch, inside, hit him. Curveball, back leg on the left-handed hitter. That's nothing new. Charlie Morton's got to have a million of those in his career. And he put 2 on, nobody out. So you get a hit by pitch and you get a error. And now the heart of the order due up. Speed on the base paths. Charlie in danger of spitting up this lead. 2-0 Atlanta. First pitch on the way. Nowhere near the zone. 1-0. It's going to be hard to pull a double play with these runners on the base and Nimmo at the plate. The 1-0. Nowhere near the zone. Ball 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Travis is going to go out there and talk to Charlie. No one else will get off the keister. 2 on, nobody out. Abreu's kind of fumbling around in the dugout, but not making a move towards the mound. He probably doesn't feel that comfortable to. He's waiting for the go-ahead from Snicker because he's covering the spot while Kranitz is still out. The 2-0. 3-0. That curveball wasn't even in the same zip code. .30 count. Bad camera work, but it looks like it was high ball 4. Producer dropping the ball on that one. Looked like the 4-seam fastball that was nowhere near the zone, so he's walked the bases loaded. Yeah, it was a 4-seam fastball about. We're going to go 5 inches out of the zone over the plate. So bases loaded, nobody out. First pitch on the way. 93 doesn't get the call from J.D. Martinez. It's 1-0. Charlie Morton unraveling here. The 1-0. Braves infield is back into the left. Pitch on the way. Swung on, chopped over towards third. And Riley comes home with it. But it's going to be a foul ball. If it's fair, it probably would have been a run. I don't think Riley did it intentionally, but he kind of scuffled over the third base bag, which would have made that no longer a force play at the plate, and the throw was wide. Travis, by the time he made the swipe. But nonetheless, the play didn't count. It's 1-1. So a 1-1 count, bases loaded. Charlie kicks and fires. Curveball down and away. 2-1. Bases juice, nobody out. The 2-1 pitch. 93, he's not giving him anything, though he gave those crap calls the last half inning. That pitch is a lot closer to the zone than the one he called for Senga against Ozuna. The 3-1. Swing. That ball's blasted. High and deep into right field. Will it hold? It's gone. Duvall tried to jump and not very athletic nowadays. Ball went over his glove on top of the wall. I don't think many people would have made that catch anyways. 4-0. Charlie Morton imploding in front of our eyes. If that does not tell you this is his last year, whether he knows it or not, I mean, just to fall apart like that, 4-2 your score. Unbelievable. Alonso steps in, first pitch, bases cleared, goes with the curveball, and that didn't hit the zone. It's 1-0. Time to get someone up in the bullpen. The 1-0. Swung on, chopped on the ground over to short. Arcia's got it, fires it over to first. 6-3 put out. One away. Couple of those pitches right there on the cusp of being strikes, and not that they were necessarily should have been called strikes, but if you're going to call the strike, that bad strike to Ozuna for the call third strike by Senga in the last half inning, you've got to give Charlie those same types of calls. First pitch on the way is a four-seam fastball down below the knees. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Lets her go. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Charlie's just got to wipe the slate clean and kind of forget about this. He knows that being a veteran. He's got to find a way to keep the Braves in this, and maybe the bats will do some damage on Senga. And I do expect us to see the bullpen pretty early from the Mets. The 1-1. Swing. That ball's lifted high into deep left center field. That's going to get up against the wall. And it's a one-out double for McNeil. Guy who has absolutely no power slams one into the gap. Muskrat McNeil is in scoring position for the Mets. He's just laying him in there. He was pitching well the first two innings. That's what's dumbfounding about it. Normally, if Charlie struggles, it's that very first part of the game, and then he bounces out of it. But, man, this is just hard to watch. Vientos 1 for 1. First pitch, nowhere near the zone, 1-0. The 1-0. Curveball, nowhere near the zone, 2-0. Charlie Morton at 54 pitches. The 2-0 pitch, swung on, chopped foul. Off the plate, 2-1. The 2-1 from Morton. Runner at second, one down. Pitch on the way. Swing. That ball's blasted into left field. That ball's going back on the wall, over the wall, and Charlie Morton is getting smacked around. It's 6-2 Mets. And yet, nobody has been out there to talk to him except for Travis the one trip. So they'll continue to defend him in, I can't even call the Braves writers legitimate media, but the folks that write for all the little papers in the Atlanta area, they'll continue to defend Snicker. He didn't send anybody out there. Charlie Morton has given up 6 runs in this inning. Still nobody out there to talk to him. Pitch on the way is 93 miles an hour on the edge for a strike. It's 0-1. Daysbel Hernandez is warming up in the bullpen. The 0-1. Swung on, banged on the ground over to short. RC has got it. Flips it over to first. 2 away. Daysbel Hernandez, good chance that he comes out there and eats several innings and then they send him down. So they're going to need another pitcher eventually. After Sunday, the Braves will have to make a move to have a starter for Monday. Morton kicks and fires. The first pitch to Alvarez. It's in the dirt, 1-0. Charlie Morton absolutely imploding, yet nobody has been out there. 6 runs. The 1-0 blasted high and deep. And that ball's gone. No even need to hold the suspense on that one. Charlie Morton is getting absolutely spanked. It was a changeup, a hanging changeup. And the Mets lead at 7-2. Charlie Morton just looks like absolute done. Wow. That ball hit the top facade just below the second deck. Charlie Morton's out of the game. Well, too little too late. Snicker finally woke up, scratched his rear, and said, we'll go get another pitcher. But they didn't even go out there one time to talk to him. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
What do you think has become so expensive that it's just not worth it anymore?
Life. Thank you for listening.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball.
You don't slap me for telling jokes. That's unacceptable. And the thing is, Will, I love him, but he was, the happy-go-lucky before the slap, and nobody saw that coming, which was weird. 50 Cent had been going ham on Jada. He didn't slap 50 Cent. He slapped 50 pounds. Chris Rock can't defend himself. His hands don't even make fists. You ever see them little hands? He got like little back scratches.
Armchair.
Albert Goodwill Spaulding. He had been the finest pitcher of the 1870s. He learned his baseball from Harry Wright, who had paid him $1,500 a year to pitch for the Boston Red Stockings. In 1876, he left Boston for Chicago, lured by William Hulbert's offer of a $500 raise and 25% of the gate. But Spaulding had still bigger things in mind. At age 27, he stopped pitching entirely to become a full-time promoter of baseball and himself.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way from Daysbel Hernandez to Tyrone Taylor's inside first strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 right there on the outer edge. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch swung on, hit high and deep into left field, but looks like it'll hold this one. Eddie Rosario goes back and makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. Mercifully. 7 runs. Charlie Morton coughs him up while Snicker's asleep on the bench.
Hey, how do you make friends so easily online like you do? Oh, it's easy. I'm a train wreck, and people like to watch.
Hey, Braves Country. This is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
PA plus E equals P.
This is simple for everybody. You have so much God-given talent, and you really can't control that. You can control your effort and your attitude. Positive attitude plus effort equals your performance.
What blows my mind is people willingly back up into parking spots. If someone had a gun to my head and they said back up into that parking spot or parallel park, honey, make that casket pink, because that ain't going to happen.
Albert Goodwill Spaulding. With $800 borrowed from his mother, he opened a sporting goods business. Soon, he was manufacturing all the baseballs used in the National League. He then began making bats and uniforms, managing to persuade club owners that each position should have its own distinctive garb. The result was chaos. The team looked like a Dutch bed of tulips, a Chicago sports writer said, and the experiment was quickly abandoned.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. Braves trail this one 7-2. If you're just joining us, Charlie Morton gives up 7 runs in the third inning after cruising somewhat in the first 2 innings. No one went out there to talk to him. And the next thing you know, it's 7-2. Thankfully, we still have a puncher's chance as the first pitch on the way to Darno is high and out of the zones 1-0. A, Senga had sat for a while. That's number one. B, we did get a 2-run shot by Duvall, and that pitch is exactly what we're talking about. The 1-0 is way outside wide and called for a strike by Gabe Morales, 1-1. The 1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2. That pitch was a pathetic strike call, and nobody in from the Braves dugout is saying anything, doing anything. The 1-2, caught looking, strike 3. Travis d'Arnaud, don't know what you're waiting for on there, son. 1 away. I think the Braves are going to be caught a little flat-footed on this one. They're jumping out to a 2-0 lead, and then Charlie just absolutely spit in the bit. You'd like to see them chip away here. First one to Eddie Rosario is down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. They did finally announce who the Mets pitcher will be tomorrow. It's Tyler McGill, so we've got a shot at that one. The 1-0. Down and in, 2-0. McGill's coming up from AAA. He's got an ERA down there on the farm of over 4. Schwellenbach will take the bump. The 2-0 pitch swung on, sliced towards left, making the running catches. Nimmo, 2 down. Two down. The only guy who's really done anything, Adam Duvall, comes to the plate. But I don't think he can hit 5 more solo shots, so we got to get him some help. He hit a 2-run home run his first time up. It was a hanger that he just drilled over the fence. The first pitch, swing, pops it up. Foul over towards the first base dugout. Bangs into the camera well, 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Fastball right there at the knees. 0-2. The Mets get Ryan Stenek from the Mariners in exchange for Ryland Thomas, an outfield prospect. A little weird that the Mariners are trading. Must mean that the Mariners have something else coming in. They're trying to make room. They did just get, as the 0-2 pitch to Duvall, down below the knees, 1-2. They did just make 2 trades, and that maybe that's why they did it. But, man, Ryan Stenick's a pretty good reliever. So a 1-2 count. Meanwhile, Anthopoulos is sitting on his hands. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss, strike 3. Duvall down on strikes. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th, trailing by 5.
How the hell can you wear a Bears jersey at a Packer game? This is worse than when you wore the Air Supply t-shirt to the Aerosmith concert.
And to the rest of you, the non-believers, the underachievers, the tweet and deleters, you guys make me sick to my stomachs, fam. Mm-hmm.
A lot of people work really, really hard for their dreams, but it's not meant for everybody.
That's why you use auto-tune and I don't.
People like making fun of us guys who still wear cargo shorts, a.k.a. purse pants. Well, guess what? I can't wear the short shorts that are in style because I hit an age where my might fall at the bottom. Also, I can hold like 3 beers in each cargo pocket. Boom. And lastly, I always have 2 free hands. That means I can give 2 high fives.
Whoa. You're prejudiced against Tommy Macklin because you know he's a white guy. I don't know anything about him. I just told you he was a white guy. So? That's why you hate him. But you know he's a white guy, so you're against him. Well, I ain't prejudiced that way. I ain't prejudiced against no man just because his skin is the same color as my own.
Yeah, Archie has lots of white friends.
Like other captains of industry, Spalding crushed or bought out his competitors, becoming the largest sporting goods manufacturer in the country. Spalding Sporting Goods, its proprietor said, is converting all America to the gospel of exercise. Spalding ran his team and his empire from the private box he built for himself in Chicago's Congress Street grounds, fitted out with a gong to summon servants, and a new invention, a telephone, to keep track of all his enterprises while he watched the game. Newspapers called him the baseball messiah.
Braves Country Radio. Please like and subscribe today. YouTube.com/@Braves Country. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Daysbel Hernandez goes back to work. First pitch on the way, 98 miles an hour. Swing and a miss up top. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Yeah, I kind of have to agree with you, Mark. It says that there's no fight in this team, and it comes from the top. There's never been any fire in the belly of Snicker. Is the 0-1. Check swing for a strike, 0-2. I still will contend till my last days. The Braves won the World Series despite having him as our manager in 2021. The 0-2 misses, 1-2. The 1-2 in the dirt to Lindor, 2-2. You've only got a couple of guys that I would say have that fighter's mentality, but it's not enough to carry when the team is not playing well. The 2-2, caught looking, strike 3, 99 at the knees, 1 away. The complacency of the fact that Harris supposedly had this minor hamstring strain, said he felt great just a couple of weeks after, and they have not rushed him back. Pitch down and into Nimmo. It's right there for a ball. It's 1-0. And it really comes down to the fact, Charlie asked, could Hernandez start a game? No. I mean, unless it's a bullpen game, but that's not really a start. 1-0's foul back, 1-1. But you look at some of the things, the 1-1, swung on and foul tipped into the glove, 1-2. Harris supposedly is fine at this point. They're just taking their sweet time to bring him back. So it really is the complacency of the front office all the way down to say, well, we're going to make the playoffs and we just want to be hitting on all cylinders because they're so gun-shy from what's happened the last 2 years. But you got to make the playoffs first, and this team's not making the playoffs at this point if they keep playing like this. The 2-2 misses inside 3-2. Payoff pitch, 98 miles an hour misses, heads on down to first. Now, granted, Brandon Nimmo is well overpaid for what he does. He's not worth the money that the Mets gave him. But we don't have guys on our team that I've always liked Brandon Nimmo. You notice he gets a walk and he jogs pretty briskly down to first. He does that every time. This isn't just because he's playing the Braves, right? I've watched Brandon Nimmo his whole career. He does it all the time. First pitch on the way to Martinez is a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. J.D. Martinez blasted a grand slam to take a 4-2 lead at the time. Braves continued to leave Charlie Morton in. No mound visits, and he coughed up 3 more. The 0-1 banged away. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Braves trail by 5 in the 4th. The pitch. Down and away, 1-2. You see all these other front offices that are being aggressive. You would think the Braves didn't come into today leading the wild card. The 1-2 swung on and lifted high, fouling out of play. We'll do it again. The 1-2 from Hernandez. Kicks and fires. Swing. That ball's lifted high. Not very deep. And Kelnick misread it. That's going to be a single. Nimmo just went first to second because he wasn't sure if they were actually going to catch it. It was off the edge of the bat, and Kelnick first started going back, I guess because of the swing. He was caught dead-footed, and by the time he had to sprint in, closest person to it was Nacho Alvarez, but he was going to have to try to catch it over his shoulder. First pitch on the way to Pete Alonso is a swing and a miss at the slider. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Slider outside wide. 1-1. 1-1 count. Willis says bring up people from the minors. That's what we did. Nacho Alvarez sucks. He's got 1 hit in 12 at-bats. The 1-1 swung on, fouled down the line, 1-2. 1-2 count. I will say this, though. There's been years when we have looked like this and just played absolute terrible baseball and then caught fire in August going into September like in 2021. And the next thing you know, but they need some kind of an injection of not just energy, but talent. It's the 1-2's outside wide, 2-2. That lineup we're putting out there every night, that is not scaring anybody. You've got essentially Riley and Ozuna, and that's it. Everybody else, they might get into one every once in a while like the way Duvall did tonight, but he's not even hitting 200. There's so many holes in the lineup you can just pitch around Ozuna and Riley. The 2-2. 98 outside wide misses. Ball 3, 3-2. Three-two count. Pitch on the way. Down and away. Ball 4. So Hernandez has now loaded the bases. That'll bring McNeil to the plate. Abreu asks permission to go out there and talk to his pitcher, and I guess Snicker said okay. So he'll head out there. They'll go out there and talk to Daysbel Hernandez, who's got the bases loaded. Well, he does that. We'll turn back time real quick. This date, 1990, following his first inning single, a triple in the third, and a fifth inning double, George Brett hits a leadoff home run in the seventh to complete the cycle for the Kansas City Royals' 6-1 victory over Toronto in the Skydome. The Kansas City third baseman, who will retire with a lifetime .305 batting average, also accomplished the rare feat against Baltimore in 1979. That's what we need, is a George Brett on this team. They don't grow those on trees. McNeil comes to the plate. He's 1 for 2. First pitch in the dirt, nowhere near the zone, 1-0. On this date, 1928, Bob Musial hits for the cycle. Man, something was in the water on this day, right? Hits for the cycle for the Yankees in a 12-1 rout of Detroit at Navin Field. The 1-0. 98 at the knees. P at the knees, 1-1. The 31-year-old outfielder becomes the second big leaguer to perform the feat for a third time during his career, joining John Riley is the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Gas on the outer edge, 1-2. Also, John Riley also accomplished that feat 3 times before the turn of the century. That was in 1928. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the gas on the outer edge. 2 away. Cubs and Royals are tied at 0 apiece. They're in the top of the second. Most folks believe the Cubs are going to be selling. First pitch on the way from Hernandez. Down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Swung on and fouled away, 1-1. Vientos is 2 for 2 on the day. But I do remember when we first started doing this in 2021, doing the play-by-play, we were atrocious. But it was more from the pitching side, as the 1-1, down and away, 2-1. We could not get outs, and then all of a sudden, the offense caught fire when we made those trades for Jock and Soler, the 2-1 pitch outside wide, 3-1. And Eddie. And out of nowhere, late August into September through October, the bullpen became absolutely lights out. This is just a different animal right here. The 3-1 pitch, down below the knees, ball 4. So Hernandez walks in a run, 8-2, your score. I can't wait to not hear the post game from Snicker. Well, that's baseball. Bases loaded, 2 outs. First pitch on the way. Nowhere near the zone to Iglesias. It's 1-0. Iglesias 1 for 2. Single in the second. 1-0. Down and in. Called for a strike, 1-1. Iglesias doesn't like it. That one did look like it did hit the zone. It was just the sliding from Darnode for whatever reason kind of threw you off. The 1-1's foul back 1-2. So Hernandez has him down to his last strike, trying to keep it right here at 8-2. The Braves are going to have any chance of coming back in this one. The 1-2 swung on, chopped up the middle. It's going to be grabbed by Arcia, flips it to Nacho, and that'll end the inning. Braves trail 8-2. We'll grab the sticks and see if we can come alive here in the 5th.
All right, say cheese. Oh, I'm vegan, so I can't really. Oh my God. You know, soy.
Look at Soto. He's kicked. He wants to throw the bat at the fans. What a. That's his manager pulling him away. Boy, how bad is Jody Davis hurt?
A fan threw a beer at Mario Soto, and that incited him. He grabbed a bat and wanted to go after the fan with a bat.
I tell you the truth, my wife and I, we never have sex. Now, we get undressed. We can't stop laughing, you know?
Hey, I'm from an era where we turn everything into a cook. Say what you want, but the salsa glass be making some good salsa water, boy. Yeah, you finish with a little jar of pickles. Boy, put some Kool-Aid in there. You use all the ragu out the glass jar? All right, put some soda in there. It's a glass container is empty and it becomes a reusable glass container. Shoot, you having company? Peel that paper off. Oh, y'all fancy over here. This a fancy glass.
Spalding led his White Stockings and a pickup team of all-stars on a round-the-world tour to spread the gospel of the great American game.
We are up at breakfast early as we are to start at 10 o'clock for the pyramids. Camels and donkeys have been secured for the party. The ball players in uniform, as for the first time the Sphinx is to witness a game of baseball. After lunch, we have photos taken at the Sphinx and then proceed to play our historical game of ball with about 200 Arabs for an audience. They took more interest in the game than the average Englishman and did not once refer to it as the old game of rounders, you know.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Turn that oven off and get your head out of the oven. Braves are going to grab the bat to see if they can get back into this one. Nacho Alvarez comes to the plate. First pitch on the way is up top for a strike. It's 0-1. Vicky asks about Mark Whitten. Yeah, Vicky, I'm pretty sure it hasn't been too long ago that we had a turn back time on that one. The 0-1, down below the knees, 1-1. Know we had something on Mark Whitten, and I do remember him with the 2 grand slams in the same inning. Him and Tatis have both done it. Tatis Sr., not Junior. The 1-1. Swung on, that ball sliced towards right field, but right into the glove. Why wouldn't it be? Of McNeil, 1 away. 1 down. Lando Arcia comes to the plate. Red Sox and Yankees are tied at 3 in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch on the way to Arcia is up top for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Senga kicks and fires. Down and away. Did he go around? They're going to say he did. Not sure about that one. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Braves trail by a touchdown. The pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, nowhere near the zone. Orlando Arcia. Speaking of folks that need to change, we send someone up, we need to send Orlando Arcia down. He cannot hit the ball. 2 down. On this date in 1962, Braves hurler Warren Spahn en route to a complete game victory homers off a Mets right-hander, Craig Anderson. First pitch to Jared Kelenic is strike at the knees. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Called for another low strike, 0-2. Braves hurler Warren Spahn en route to a complete game victory. Homers off Mets right-hander Craig Anderson to set the NL record for round trippers by a pitcher. The 0-2's in the dirt. Good take, 1-2. Warren Spahn's 31st career home run helps extend the Mets' losing streak to 11 games in a 6-1 victory at Milwaukee's County Stadium. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Shoes on the other foot. The Mets trying to extend our losing streak. We head to the bottom of the 5th, trailing by 6.
You come at the king, you best not miss.
1 strike they count to Gwynn, and the fastball inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. At first, second, and short. And Gooden catches the outside corner with a fastball. So it's 1-2. Curveball and hit foul down the left side.
Giving him an off-speed pitch that he can really handle with a man on third and the infield back, especially through the middle. It's like giving up the run.
Goes back to the fastball, and it's fouled into the stands. So
shortstop or to the second baseman.
And the fastball for a ball. It's 2-2. And again, the fastball. That puts the count at 3-2. And as you pointed out, Rusty, he does not strike out often. Got caught looking yesterday. 3-2 pitch, and it's hit down the line. It's foul. 3-2. 3-2 curveball out of the strike zone. So Gooden wins that one.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by our mystery sponsor, a product that is so good that they're paying us to keep anyone from associating it with this program.
Just a bit outside. Ball 4. Ball 8.
On many a summer day, I played baseball starting at 8 in the morning, running home at noon for a quick meal, and again with fielding and batting till it was too dark to see the ball. These were times when my head seemed empty of everything but baseball names and figures. I could name the players who led in batting and fielding and the pitchers who had won the most games. And I had my opinions about who was better than anybody else in the national game. Carl Sandburg.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Aaron Bummer will come on, try to eat some innings. Bummer, 3.31 ERA, first pitch on the way, swing, fouls it away. Alvarez, the batter, it's 0-1. Well, speaking of football, as Brian's bringing it up, our football show does come back tomorrow morning. It's going to be therapeutic just to talk about that tomorrow, not baseball for a bit. The 0-1 right there for a strike, 0-2. So an 0-2 count. $10 a.m. for you country club members will come on. The 0-2 swung on, chopped over to first. Olsen has it, pauses, can't figure out if he wants to take it or flip it. He finally picks up some speed, steps on the bag, one away. They would have let Alvarez get an infield single because of communication error. One down. Taylor comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2. First pitch is swung on and banged back foul. It's 0-1. Really is amazing with this kind of pitching that we could go into this kind of slump with the batters that we have on this team. Now, I know a lot of these guys are hurt, but even still, the 0-1 up top for a strike, 0-2. I mean, Arcia has been just an absolute canyon of outs. The 0-2. Caught, looking, strike 3 on the inner cut, 2 away. Nacho Alvarez isn't it. He's not, first of all, he's never going to hit for power in the major leagues. But the other thing is he looks overwhelmed He's only 21 years old, so I'm not going to get it all over Nacho. Put a fork in Eddie. Put a fork in Duval for every day. You know, platoon, Duval, okay, I get it. For whatever reason, Olsen can't hit water falling out of a boat this year. Is the first pitch from Bummer to Lindor is down below the knees. It's 1-0. Kelnick, you know, the effort's there, but he's not a leadoff hitter. The 1-0 misses outside, 2-0. Assuming this score holds, the Braves are going to fall out of first place in the wild card. They will drop behind the New York Mets. The 2-0. Slice down the right field line, 2-1. If the season ended tonight, the Braves would be the number five team in the National League, the second wild card. 2-1, swung on, banged on the ground over to short. Arcia's got it, fires it over to first. That'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down from Bummer. Imagine that. We'll be back in a flash. Heart of the order coming up.
My kids, they don't help either, you know. My kids, they're very smart kids I got, you know. Yeah. But the other day I told my kid, I said, someday you'll have children of your own. He said, so will you.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Look at that! The Hendersons are getting a new fence.
Ah, who cares? They're swingers.
I want a new fence.
Need a home loan fast? At the American Bank of Los Santos, we'll help you get the debt you need to make life easier. We'll show you how to look richer and be poorer. You need to impress people fast, not in 20 years. It's only a risk if you get into money troubles or the economy changes. Call American Bank of Los Santos. Now that the kids have moved out and have drug problems of their own, maybe it's time to install a luxury marble wet bar so you can get drunk in private. American Bank of Los Santos. Why worry about tomorrow if you look inadequate today?
Armchair.
Past 2 weeks, you've been reading about a bad brag. Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth. That I might have been given a bad break, but I've got an awful lot to live for.
Welcome back. Braves trying to climb back into this one, trailing by 6. Heart of the order due up. First pitch on the way from Senga to Riley is up high, but called for a strike. It's 0-1. Same two teams back at it tomorrow at 4:10 Eastern. Look at the bright side. We get done with this early. The 0-1 swing and a miss, 0-2. We will have Schwellenbach on the bump. Lopez on Sunday, and then a big fat question mark on Monday. The 0-2 swung on, chopped foul down the line, 1-2. Trade deadline is Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern. And whether we buy or sell, we're going to have as the 0-2 pitch swung on, pops it up, high in the sky. Easy can of corn, middle of the infield. Alonso's got it, one away. Something just happened to Senga. He tripped or something? Now, he just came off the mound. I'm looking at the replay right now. And it was after looks like his calf. So I don't think it's his Achilles. At first thought, I thought maybe it was Achilles. But he was rolling around like the way I remember. I don't even want to bring that up, but it reminds me of when Soroka came off the mound hobbling. And he went to take off, and that's when he hurt it. It's his left leg. He's definitely going to be out of the game. The question's going to be, good night, Irene. I don't know. But he's holding his, well, they're talking to him right now. I'm a little surprised they're letting him walk. Because now maybe it was just a cramp. Maybe it was just a cramp, and that's why they're letting him walk it off. But it was when he went to accelerate, and that's normally when you pull an Achilles. I'm not a doctor, but I will play one here on Braves Country Radio. But anyways, he put his leg out, and the way he had it extended, it very well could have just been a cramp. And he's walking off in his own power, so maybe he's okay. He's getting a round of applause from the Mets fans. We're going to take a quick break. They'll bring in a reliever. Braves trail 8-2 in the top of the 6th.
It is so hot outside, I almost called my ex so I could be around something shady.
There was no such thing as on demand. You couldn't just turn on a TV and be like, I want to see this
on
TV
demand.
show. Yeah, like what you have now is on demand. Like going to...
Like getting it right, like immediately? Is that what you mean?
That's
like demand?
on demand. Like demanding it right now. It's ready on demand. When you open Hulu, you go to season 12, episode 6, play. That is on demand. It is ready for you.
Ready,
that did not exist.
Oh, okay. Right.
It took you... Like, you would just have to wait months for the next season of a TV show.
Months?
They would leave it on a cliffhanger and have the season finale, and then you would just not know anything for like 3 months. So
I would just wait until everything's there to watch it then.
there was no there. You had to watch it while it was on television.
You can save it. You can record it with the remote.
Throughout the entire 90s, we had no ability to pause, rewind, live TV.
You couldn't pause?
No.
Oh, that's crazy.
Listen, and we had a TV guide, okay? We had a TV guide.
A remote?
What?
A remote?
A book.
Armchair.
By the 1880s, newspapers and magazines and now baseball cards, printed up to help boost the sale of cigarettes, brought into the homes of young boys a generation of baseball heroes they would never get to see in person. Pete Browning, the old gladiator of the Louisville Eclipse, had a lifetime batting average of .343 and was the idol of Kentucky fans. One day in 1884, he broke his favorite bat. After the game, an apprentice woodworker named Bud Hillerick offered to make Browning a new bat. The next day, Browning went 3 for 3. Thereafter, he would use no one else's bats. It was the first Louisville Slugger, and Browning would eventually own more than 200 of them, to each of which he gave a name taken from the Bible.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Billy's saying that we need to make a move for Bo Bichette. He's on the IL. I don't know if that's the answer. They're not even sure when he'll be back. So Braves trail 8-2. Kodai Senga out of the game because of an apparent injury. Might have been minor. He did walk off on his own power. First, it looked like it could have been a calf strain or, even worse. But he did walk on his own power, and they didn't even appear to even think about helping him up. So it might have just been a bit of a Charlie horse or something, or just an old-fashioned cramp. It is a humid night in New York comparatively to what it normally is. I hated it when I saw the trade last night. That happened last night. I saw it early this morning when I was getting up, that the Mariners had gotten Randy Arozarena, because that was one of the people that people were talking about would be a great fit for the Braves, great match, could be able to get him, and no dice. He's heading to Seattle. Seattle, much like the Braves, has absolutely no offense, but very good pitching. Now, I know tonight's not indicative of what I'm saying, but the Braves' ERA the past 6 weeks is team ERA is number one in baseball, and it's not even close. We had it by going into tonight. I'm sure this is going to tear it up, but we had it by almost 0.75 runs per 9 innings over the next closest team, which was Seattle. Seattle went out there because they're trying to make a difference in their team and make a run. They went out and got a Rosarena, and that is what – I mean, that if there's anything – you remember that 2021 run, the biggest thing that I remember from that more than anything else, I just started covering the team, but I've been a Braves fan for years. The biggest thing that I remember is when Acuna got injured, immediately they went out and got Jock Peterson. It was during the All-Star break. They brought him back, and it was a rejuvenation of, hey, help is on the way. First pitch on the way from Orze to Ozuna is banged off the plate. It's 0-1. And it didn't have to be, like, Jock Peterson isn't a great player, but it was a way to inject enthusiasm into the locker room. And instead, they've just kind of flailed around. I still think they're going to buy at the deadline. I seriously doubt they sell. The 0-1 swung on. That ball's belted high into left field. That's going to get out. And that is a home run for Marcell Ozuna. His 29th home run of the year. 377 happy feet. Big Zoo, the Big Bear goes yard. 101 miles an hour off the bat. Number 29 on the year for the Big Zoo and the Braves. We're on the board here in the 6th. It's 8-3. You would have loved to have seen someone on base on that, but you never know the little things that can get a team going. Matt Olson stands at the plate now. He's 0 for 2. First pitch is down and in. 1-0. Orze, give you a little backstory on Eric Orze, who's come in. This is his first appearance. First pitch on the way, or the 1-0 pitch on the way is down and in. It's 2-0. He appears, this is his first appearance. Little confusing. He's 0-1 with no innings pitched. The 2-0, down and in, 3-0. So I'm not 100% sure how he got a loss when he never, unless he came in with a ghost runner on, and the guy scored from a wild pitch. I don't see how that's possible. The 3-0 pitch is down low, ball 4. But anyways, Eric Orze, give you an idea who he is. He's from Elk Grove, Illinois. Played his college ball in New Orleans. He is a big kid, 6'4", 195. Hey, look at this. They've got a pitcher in trouble, and someone actually goes out there and talks to him. Wow. What a concept. Orze is 26 years old and was drafted by the Mets in 2020 in the 5th round. And remember, that was the year that they only had 5 rounds in the draft because of COVID. So, had to have been highly thought of to be one of the guys drafted that year. It shows that he came in against Pittsburgh. Okay, I see what it is now. He came in against Pittsburgh and evidently never got an out, so it's really an infinity. It's not a 0.0 like they have up there. He gave up 3 earned runs in the game against Pittsburgh, and that's why they have it on the MLB side as 0.0, getting the loss. He's going to get an automatic ball put on him as Travis d'Arnaud stands at the plate. Home plate umpire said he didn't engage. So a 1-0 count to Travis. Pitch on the way. Outside wide, 2-0. 2-0 count. I believe that's what they called. He went out there and gave they haven't changed it on the screen, so maybe it is 1-0. The 1-0, 94 at the knees, 2-0. It's really strange. They have not put it on the screen on any of the screen. Okay, yeah, it is. They just blew the call. So a 2-1 count, I believe. Swing! That ball's lifted into right field, and that's going to be an easy out. Number 2. McNeil comes in to make the catch. 2 away. 2 down. A. Rosario comes to the plate. So you see with these sorry, I lost my train of thought. Eddie Rosario stands in. I know where I was getting at. The injuries, the first pitch on the way to Rosario's down and in, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Eddie Rosario batting 6th in this line just shows you how shallow this lineup is with all these injuries. But even still, it just feels like you can't – when you have this many wins, you can't throw a year away. The 0-1 in the dirt, 1-1. And the main reason why I believe we haven't made a move is because the Braves like to play the game up to the very last day of the deadline, et cetera, et cetera. They feel like they have more leverage. They won't have to give up as much. But what are we waiting on when the team needs obvious holes filled? The 1-1 pitch, swung on, pops it up. High in the sky, lazy fly ball, easy out. Eddie Rosario's 0 for 3 on the day. Braves score a run, but still trail by 5. We head to the bottom of the 6th here in New York.
So y'all can stand on a chair and tape your phone to the ceiling to do that dumbass challenge, but your smoke detector been beeping off here.
I live next door. I've got problems with the Wi-Fi.
Okay, so why are you here to me?
Well, it's your Wi-Fi, isn't it? Have you done something?
Okay, but I've not got a problem with my Wi-Fi.
You've put a password on it.
What do you mean?
Look, how long have I been here now? I've been here 2 years. I've happily used the Wi-Fi, and now I see that you've put a password on it, and I can't use it. I think you're being unreasonable.
Wait, what? What did you say?
Look, it's very simple. You have Wi-Fi, right?
Yeah, I have Wi-Fi, yeah.
Yeah, right. Well, I've been happily using your Wi-Fi now for a couple of years, and all of a sudden you put a password on it, and I've got no access. I tell you what, you let me have your password, and that's the end of the problem.
Oh, hold a minute, you've been using my Wi-Fi?
Well, I don't know how much of your Wi-Fi it is. I mean, it's a signal, isn't it? Right? Well, the signal doesn't remain just within your 4 walls. So what comes out here is public. It's on public property, right? It's public.
Okay, but now you can't because I put a password on it.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly right. So, look, there's 2 things we can do. One is, and I think the easiest thing is, let me have your password. Or, of course, you can always remove your password. I mean, it's just pretty easy, really. Simple as that.
Armchair.
Roger Connor of the New York Giants was the era's greatest home run hitter. He smashed 138 during his career, a record which would stand until Babe Ruth came along.
Pull up a chair. Your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch from Bummer to Nimmo. Right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Lefty-lefty matchup. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Yeah, that's so for those of y'all listening on radio, I shouldn't flash a forward. It's the 0-2 pitch, swung on, pops it up. High in the sky, making the catch is Kelnick. 1 away. I do get a bad habit sometimes of answering the chat, people riding down the road go, what the hell is he talking about? Mark says, hey, I saw the highlight. It definitely looks like Senga was grabbing at his Achilles. I agree too, but it was strange that he just walked off the field with no assistance. Normally, you're at least going to get some kind of a lean. He got up pretty quickly, so I don't know. First pitch to Martinez is outside wide for a ball, 1-0. Even him being a Met, I don't want to see anybody hurt, and I hope Senga's okay. Fought all year to get back on the bump, and then if that were to happen, is the 1-1 swing and a miss. It's 1-1. Little Lee says Phillies have been playing below 500, but the Braves can't pick up one game. I'm not even worried about catching the Phillies. I'm worried about just making the wild card. The 1-1, outside wide 2-1. The only bright side you can get of this entire thing is, as much talent as they have on that team, if they get out of this funk, they could go on a roll that would be unbelievable. As the 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss, 2-2. And they could really tear it up into August and September if they get on a roll. But I think first things first, we need to get a realistic idea of when in the world is Michael Harris coming back. The 2-2 swung on, fouled away. There's been no setbacks. There's been nothing like that, but they have been playing it with kid gloves. And when they said he was sore the other day after a workout, okay, well, yeah, that's what's going to happen when you haven't played in a while. The 2-2 in the dirt, 3-2. There comes a point when you're expected to play. Are you hurt or are you injured? Payoff pitch to Martinez from Bummer. Swung on and ripped into left field. That's in between the hole, 5-6. In between the 5-6 hole for a single. 1 on, 1 out. Pete Alonso coming to the plate. One down. Double play would end the inning. Pete Alonso stands in. First pitch on the way. Sweeper on the outer cut for a strike. It's 0-1. Pete Alonso walked his last time up. He's 0 for 2. The 0-1 right there at the knees. 0-2. A little strange that the Mets have done so much damage offensively, and Alonso was not a part of any of it so far. Braves will finish up this series in New York, and then we head to Milwaukee. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Tuesday is the trade deadline as the 0-2 pitch is way outside wide, 1-2. And on Tuesday night at 6:30, we're going to come on with the reaction show. I've got a National League guy. I've got an American League guy, a Reds and a Red Sox fan. And we're going to talk about the trades. Hopefully everybody can jump in the chat and give them their opinion too. So whether we buy, sell, or stand put, the show will go on 6:30 Eastern. The Braves don't play that night until 8:10. The 2-2 swung on, chopped over towards third. Riley charges, fires it over to first, and a bad throw. It goes off the glove of Alonso. Off the glove of Olsen. Looks like he lost the glove. I have to see a slow motion of that. Olsen appears to be okay. Yeah, it was a bad throw by Riley. Threw him up the side, and Alonso banged into him. See how that may be an E5, but if they get home cooking, it would be an infield single. ran right through it, knocked the glove out of his hand. The ball came out. They've got runners on the corners with 1 out. First pitch on the way from Bummer to McNeil is chopped foul. It's 0-1. Red Sox lead the Yankees 4-3 in the 6th. Let's take a look at that poll to see if anybody's what the consensus is. The 0-1, swing and a miss, 0-2. Looks like 31 people voted, and in a dead heat, 35% of the people say we go all in. We get a starting pitcher, an outfielder, a shortstop. As the 0-2 pitch is swung on and missed, strike 3. Good pitch by Bummer. Bad chase by McNeil, 2 away. The other 35% say we sell. So there's no in between. So we're either going to go all in and go fix this damn team, get a starting pitcher, an outfielder, and a shortstop, and let's go. Or we say to hell with it and boot it. Then there's 22% that believe 2 starting pitchers and an outfielder. His first pitch to Vientos is outside wide strike. It's 0-1. 6% an outfielder and a starting pitcher. The 0-1, down and in, 1-1. You ask me what I think we will do. I think it's more likely we get an outfielder and a starting pitcher. If you ask me what I think we should do, it's the top one, a starting pitcher, an outfielder, and a shortstop. And I'd even be in to get a second starting pitcher because of injuries. The 1-1 misses inside 2-1. I don't think they would get a second starting pitcher unless they find out that Max Fried's not coming back anytime soon. The 2-1 pitch, swung on, chopped inside, 2-2. It is kind of funny in a dead heat. Basically, most of the room thinks we're either going all in or getting the hell out of this mess, turning the page to football season. It's kind of humorous. 2 on, 2 out, a 2-2 count. I don't see why you would, as the 2-2 pitch, caught looking strike 3, flipped a sweeper up there and buckled him. That'll end the inning. Braves hanging around, trail by 5. We'll see what we can do. We head to the top of the 7th.
Okay, so I put password in it. Yeah, I put password on it because Broadband suggested for me to put a password on it to make it faster, but obviously because they thought other people were using it, and
no, I think that's very unreasonable. Well, it was probably me.
Yeah, we've established that. And then my Wi-Fi was being slower inside my house, so my Broadband suggested me to put a password on it.
I don't mind how slow it runs. Actually,
but I do.
That's the Wi-Fi within your house. What about the Wi-Fi that's coming out the walls? And that's what I'm using. Good enough for me.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is that Wi-Fi is still mine.
Well, okay, if you want to use some of it. I mean, you can sit in your garden and you can use the Wi-Fi there. I don't mind. But if you've got a lot of work to do, maybe you can let me know that you're using it so that, it doesn't interfere with the downloading. So you keep your Wi-Fi within the house, lock the windows, close the door, seal up the letterbox, but anything that comes out through the walls is public.
Ryan Sandberg stepping in to lead it off against Danny Cox. Sandberg walked his first time. Last time up, he grounded out third to first. 1 ball and 1 strike. Swung on, fly ball, left center field. That sends Coleman back, and that ball is gone. Home run for Ryan Sandberg. He hit it into the basket.
Denton True Young was an ungainly, out-of-place farm boy when he came to the Cleveland Spiders in 1890. Even his teammates took to calling him Cy, short for Cyrus, because he seemed so countrified. But Cy Young held the Chicago White Stockings to just 3 hits to win his first game, and then went on to win 510 more before he was through, a record never even approached by any other pitcher.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Remember, tomorrow morning, for you country club members, we got the football show coming back, Cover Country. Those will be going on every Saturday in the fall. We're doing a few to lead up to August 24th, which will be the first show of the season. First pitch on the way to Duval is up top for a strike. It's 0-1. Heading into our 11th season, now known as Cover Country, originally Armchair Quarterback Radio. Orze back out there to work, the 0-1. Swung on, pops it up, high and deep. Not deep enough, though. Looks like Nimmo will have room right there at the warning track, one away. Tomorrow, for you fantasy football guys and gals, we're doing a live draft on the show. All this begins at 10 a.m. We're also going to be talking about future bets for football, college football, the NFL, and baseball. The first pitch on the way is inside and gets Nacho up on the arm. Fastball. He'll wear that mark for a minute. Hit on down to first. You know what? We'll take it any way we can. If we can get about the next 12 guys hit by a pitch, we can get right back in this game. Ron says Ozuna has more home runs than Olsen, Riley, and Murphy combined. You can add Nacho Alvarez to that list as well. First pitch on the way to RC is swung on and sliced foul down the line. It's 0-1. Braves trail 8-3, top of the 7th. The 0-1. Maybe they need that wake-up call. Maybe they need to fall out of that top wild card spot. Put a charge into them. I still contend the main thing they need is new blood in that locker room. And not some chump from Double-A. I'm talking about an actual real-live Major League Baseball hitter. Pitch on the way is high and out of the zone. Misses 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Righty, pitch on the way, swing, and that ball's lifted high into right field, but not very deep. Arcia does his patented half-ass jog down first base line, knowing that he's out on every swing, 2 away. Two down. That'll bring the top of the order up. If you get a bloop and a blast here, you all of a sudden would wake up into an actual ball game. You like to at least see their bullpen sweat. First pitch, outside, high and wide, 1-0. Kid Kelnick 0 for 2 with a walk in the third. Riley's on deck. Ozuna is in the hole. The 1-0 from Orze. Outside wide, 2-0. The 2-0 count. Pitch on the way to Kelnick. 85 outside wide, but called for a strike. Been the flavor of the day for Gabe Morales. We've gotten him several times this year. He's not very good at his job. It's one of those ones when you see it, you kind of cringe. You're like, oh, this guy again. The 2-1. Lets her go. Swing. Fouls it back. 2-2. 93 about eye high. It's one of those pitches that if he called the other one correctly, there's no way he's swinging at that pitch. So a 2-2 count. 2 outs, runner at first. Orze comes set. The pitch. Swung on, chopped foul. We'll do it again. We've had that sign up long enough. I'm going to go ahead and pull it down even though we haven't hit that 100 like. Please hit the likes. The 2-2. Brings high and out of the zone. Ball 3-2. So now the runner at first will be going. Braves trail by 5. Still a couple innings to go. If they could chip away here, you never know what could happen. It's a funny game, this game. I was thinking about this at the break. I was like, man, I wish baseball was easy like football was, where you just, there's very easy way to fix things. It's very difficult to get out of a slump in baseball. The payoff pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. So Kelenic down on strikes again. His batting average continues to plummet. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country, heading to the bottom of the 7th. Get up and stretch, Braves Country.
All right, I can't see you. Let me hear you. A 1, a 2, a 3. Me out to the ball game. Me out to the sky. Find me something up Cracker Jack. I don't care if I have to get back on the street.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way from A.J. Minter. It's a four-seam fastball, fouled straight back. It's 0-1. It's mainly just because they need to get him some work is why Minter's in here as we trail by 5. The 0-1. Kicks and fires, swing, fouls it back, 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Iglesias 1 for 3 on the day. Singled in the second inning. The 0-2. In the dirt, hits him in the foot. Why wouldn't it? He'll get a free base after being down 0-2 and mismatched in that at bat, but he'll get to walk on down to first, and it's been one of those nights for the Braves. Do want to try to check on see if they've got any update on Senga. For those who might just be joining us, Kodai Senga came out with an injury. It looked like something to the effect of maybe a possible lower leg injury, but he did walk off on his own power. Four-seam fastballs down and in to Alvarez. It's 1-0. My guess is it's his calf and not his Achilles. The 1-0. Swing and a miss over the top, 1-1. 1-1 count. According to the New York Mets, this just came in moments ago. It's a left calf strain. So not the Achilles as of now, because they could change that at any minute. 1-1 right there, first strike, 1-2. So 1-2 to Alvarez. He just came off the IL. First start of the year. The 1-2. Comes set. Kicks and fires. In the dirt, 2-2. Braves 3, Mets 8. The pitch on the way, swung on, hit hard on the ground. Should be a 6-4-3 double play. Two quick outs here in the bottom of the 7th. That'll erase the hit by pitch. That'll bring the number 9 hitter to the plate. Tyrone Taylor due up. Lefty-righty matchup. Right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Down below the knees, changeup misses, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. The pitch from Minter, swung on, popped up, foul, 94 miles an hour, 1-2. The 1-2. Minter kicks and fires. Down and in. 2-2. The 2-2 from A.J. Minter. Bottom of the 7th. The pitch. Swing. Hits it high in the sky. Not very deep. Duvall will get underneath it in right field, and that'll end the inning. So essentially 3 up, 3 down after the double play. We'll be back in a flash. The 8th inning we go, trailing by only 5.
I just found out Gilligan's Island only ran for 3 seasons. I could swear I've seen 700 episodes of that show.
Watch with my chair! Now, Chrysler's is repairing it, and they're gonna bring it right away.
Repairing it?
Yeah.
Somehow I get from that it got broke.
Why can't I get the hat?
You're really gonna spend $200 on a hat when you won't even spend $5 to get me a Coke at the gas station? If you buy that stupid hat, we are no longer together. So, is it the hat or is it me?
I got the hat. I'm single.
Hey, if I paid for your wax, you chilling with me until the hair grow back. Because I paid to see that. Ain't nobody else paid for that but me. You gonna give me your keys and everything because I just got your basketball court shined. You ain't about to go play a one-on-one with nobody else right now. You staying here.
Mike Kelly was the trickiest player who ever handled a baseball. There was nothing he would not attempt. Baseball rules were never made for Kel.
The most popular and most notorious star of the 19th century was Michael Joseph King Kelly, the sure-handed catcher for the Chicago White Stockings. He was so skilled at stealing bases, he once stole 6 in a single game, that he inspired a popular song, Slide, Kelly, Slide. He sometimes cut across the diamond, skipping second altogether when the umpire was not looking. Kelly drank as hard as he competed. Once, A.G. Spaulding put Pinkerton detectives on his trail and accused him of having been in a saloon at 3 a.m. drinking lemonade. Kelly was indignant. It was straight whiskey, he said. I never drank a lemonade at that hour in my life.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way to Austin Riley is up top from Ottavino. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Way outside wide. Nowhere near the zone. 1-1. Adam Ottavino. You might remember he was the guy that came over to the Yankees a few years back and told the Yankees reporters that Babe Ruth was overrated and he would strike him out in 3 pitches. The 1-1, swing and a miss, cutter up top 1-2. The year that he said that, he went on to carry a 5.89 ERA with the Yankees, and they got rid of him. He went to Boston the following year. The 1-2 pitch, swing, sliced it back. Oh, I remember Yankee fans going, what? Speaking of the Yankees, they lead the Red Sox 7-4 in the 7th in Boston. Remember when that series was like a big deal? People used to make a big deal about that series. Not so much anymore. The 1-2 pitch, swung on, chopped foul, sinker on the outer edge. So 1-2 count. Pitch on the way from Ottavino, swung on and sliced into right field. Making the running catch is the Muskrat McNeil. 1 away. One down, and Marcell Ozuna, who hit his 29th home run earlier, comes to the plate. Braves running out of outs, trailing by 5 here in the top of the 8th. They need to take that stupid bear and leave it in New York. That thing, the bear that was supposed to be a good luck charm to him. It's the first pitch on the way. It's a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. That thing hasn't done a damn thing in about 2 weeks. I still say that they need a new celebration. That cupping in the hands thing sucks. The 0-1 right there for a strike. 0-2. Salvador Perez, by the way, just hit a 3-run home run. They lead the Cubs 6-0. I don't understand how Kyle Hendricks is still pitching in major leagues. The 0-2 pitch, sliced foul. You think Charlie Morton has lost it? I mean, Kyle Hendricks, I'll go look at his numbers. He is, every time I turn over, see a Kyle Hendricks game, he's given up a crooked number, and they're trailing by 9. The 0-2 pitch to Ozuna's outside wide. 1-2. 1-2 count. Pitch on the way. Swung on, chopped foul. Just got a piece of that to stay alive. Standing on deck is Matt Olson. See what the deal is with Hendricks. Yeah, he's got a 6.98 ERA. And I feel like that's a lot lower than I expected. That dude's been batting practice for about 4 years. The 1-2 pitch, slice back foul, fisted a sinker off the hands. Do it again, 1-2. The 1-2. Pitch from Ottavino. Kicks and fires. Swung on, chops it over towards third, but foul. We'll do it again. By the way, Aaron Judge just hit his 36th home run of the year in that game. 7-4 Yankees. Adolis Garcia hit a home run tonight as well, his 18th. San Diego leads Baltimore 4-2. They're in the 8th. Cincinnati and Tampa, they're in extras. The 1-2 pitch swung on. That ball is sliced, dropped into right field. That's what you call a professional at bat. And Marcell Ozuna is on once again. Here in this game, Duvall and Ozuna have hit home runs, 9th and 29th. Ellie De La Cruz. I'm sorry, that's Brian De La Cruz. Hit his 18th home run of the year. Jake Berger as well went yard, and Miami leads Milwaukee 5-3. Cincinnati leads Tampa 3-2 in the bottom of the 10th. First pitch on the way to Olsen is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Oh, no, they call that a strike. 0-1. St. Louis 6-3 over Washington. Arenado has gone yard along with Wynn. Jerickson Profar continues to kill it. He hit his 17th home run tonight. The 0-1 outside wide, 1-1. 1-1 count. Righty lefty, runner at first. The pitch on the way to Matt. Swing, fists it back foul. Got him right in his kitchen. It's 1-2. The 1-2. Pitch on the way, outside wide, 2-2. Yeah, I remember when it wasn't long ago, Yankees, I guess the two of them have to be at the top of the division. And I guess it was a little different too because not as many teams got in, but there was an energy around a Yankees-Red Sox series where you didn't even have a dog in the hunt and you felt like you had to watch it. The 2-2 to Olsen. Swing, pops it back foul, do it again. Tomorrow's game 4:10 first pitch, it'll be Schwellenbach versus Tyler McGill. So we've got a puncher's chance in that one, along with Sunday's game, Lopez. Braves just got to get these bats woken up and keep Charlie Morton away from the mound. The 2-2 pitch, outside wide, 3-2. Travis d'Arnaud stands on deck. The payoff pitch to Olsen. They set up outside wide. Swing. That ball's hammered down the right field line, but foul. Just foul. You got the funny caroms here at Citi Field. That ball was going to bang off and probably be extra bases. For sure, Ozuna would have been at third. Olsen would have had a decent chance of getting to second. But instead, you got another payoff pitch. The 3-2 from Ottavino, his 22nd of the inning. Swing. That ball's laced into right field. That's down for a base hit. We got runners on first and second, one out. The line's moving, and here comes Travis d'Arnaud.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah!
They're going to go out there and talk to Ottavino. Jillian asks, is there any team willing to throw us pity games to get morale up? Maybe we should do like a college football team, like an SEC team that brings in like a double A or single A team. I think they call those FBS or FCS teams now. Like when Georgia plays like Chattanooga State. That's what we need. Maybe on an off day have a minor league team from like single A come up and play us. Travis d'Arnaud comes to the plate. First pitch on the way to Travis is swung on and slapped back foul. It's 0-1. d'Arnaud, the Mets killer. Little D. TDA retirement plan, whatever you want to call him. I like to call him Alfalfa from time to time. He always has that one little spatch of hair that pops out of his helmet. The 0-1, swing and a miss. 0-2. I've always contended that's why people like college football so much, because there's so many games that are just cakewalks. And it's a lot easier to be a college football fan than it is a baseball fan. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. So Travis d'Arnaud, man, didn't see that coming. I thought he would at least put the ball in play. 2 away. Two down. Righty-lefty matchup. Eddie Rosario comes to the plate. First pitch on the way. Sweeper about belt high, taken for a strike. I mean, that's right in his wheelhouse. It's 0-1. That's the best pitch Eddie's going to see all at bat. The 0-1. That's how you know he's well past his prime. The 0-1 to Eddie. Slice foul, back out of play. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. 2 on, 2 outs. Rosario 0 for 3 on the day. The 0-2. Slice foul down the left field line. We'll do it again. Eddie Rosario batting just 180 now. Can't imagine he makes it past the trade deadline. It was a cute idea, but other than those 2 home runs that he kind of backed into about 2 weeks ago, he really hasn't done anything. The 0-2 pitch in the dirt. 1-2. In a perfect world, you'd like to see him add 2 outfielders. Get rid of him and Laureano, but I bet they only get rid of 1. The 1-2. Ottavino brings it. Swing. Chops it off the plate. Foul. Do it again. The 1-2 count. Ottavino, by the way, 31st pitch of this inning. The 1-2 to Eddie. Swing. That ball is laced over to second. Diving stab made by Iglesias. Leaps to his feet Eddie kind of Cadillac and half-assing it over there to first. He'll beat him by a mile. That'll end the inning. If that doesn't get you cut, what does in Braves country?
I can send you the address.
He didn't bring his phone, so...
Oh, I can give you the address.
No need.
Can't hurt.
Might hurt.
Armchair.
If the Hunger Games started on Monday, District 5 will have y'all done by Tuesday.
There's no way you can be serious. Ain't nobody messing with District 3. Straight out. Let's talk about it. Let's start at Texas. It has more guns than anybody else in the union. We straight with firearms. Arkansas has all of our resources. If you didn't know, that's where Walmart is headquartered at. We ain't shipping nothing out to nobody that ain't District 3. So resources. The Bible Belt, which is Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and Florida, they gonna beat your ass and then pray for you. Straight up. Ain't nobody messing with them. And that's where all the hitters coming from. So we're gonna send all them Floridians in early and take out whatever y'all got going on in the DMV, which ain't a lot of much. Be real. And if y'all try to invade 3, you're gonna have to come through North Carolina and Tennessee first. That's where all the rednecks are with all their bunkers just ready to blow up folks.
Bro, you're actually funny. I knew that. A lot of people know that. I'm okay. What's getting me is the actually.
So I used to date this guy. And he. Oh, I don't think I'm ready to talk about that yet.
Kelly and other carousing Chicago players were widely blamed for losing the championship to St. Louis in 1886. That winter, an exasperated Spaulding sold Kelly to Boston for the unheard-of sum of $10,000. Chicago fans were devastated, but Boston fans were so delighted they presented their new star with a house and a carriage drawn by 2 white horses in which to ride to the ballpark.
Welcome back. Eddie Chavez, Jesse Chavez, Uncle Jesse coming to the plate, to the hill. I'm cooked. Braves trail 8-3, bottom of the 8th. First pitch on the way from Jesse is a cutter on the outer edge. For a strike, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires, 89 inner cut, 1-1. The 1-1 swing, hammers it down the line. Foul down, it's 1-2. 1-2 count. Jesse lets her go. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Good pitch by Jesse, 1 away. That'll bring Brandon Nimmo to the plate. Nimmo chops at the first pitch, and he'll dribble it over to short. Easy play for Arcia. 6-3 put out, 2 down. That'll bring DJ Stewart in. A little strange, DJ Stewart coming in. It is 8-3. I get that part. You wonder if something's wrong with JD Martinez. Five runs is exactly... I mean, I guess with the Braves offense, they figure, hell, they ain't coming back. But it's a little strange that they're pinch hitting for him, so you wonder if something happened to remember, J.D. Martinez was the one that hit the grand slam earlier. First pitch on the way. Down and away for a ball, it's 1-0. The 1-0. Lets her go. Outside wide. 2-0. The 2-0. Chavez comes and brings it. 91 inside. Just misses. 2-1. The 2-1 from Jesse. Cutter on the outer edge, 2-2. The 2-2 from Chavez. Jesse brings it. Swing, swats it back foul. We'll do it again. Same two teams back out at 4:10 tomorrow. No pregame show tomorrow, but we do have the football show coming back at 10 a.m. We'll come on the air in time for first pitch. First pitch is 4:10 tomorrow. The 2-2 swung on, chopped on the ground in between hop. Riley's got it. He'll fire it over to first, and that'll end the inning. Well, we got one last chance, Braves country. We trail by 5, and we'll grab the bats.
What do you say when someone says you're not my cup of tea? I drink coffee anyway, so.
We're dog owners. We're gonna say the word naked anytime we take off our dog's collar. Someone's naked. We're dog owners. Of course we're gonna wake up to diarrhea on the floor at 2 in the morning. We're dog owners. We're gonna wait outside in the freezing cold for 5 hours for our dog to do their business, but instead they're gonna sniff every blade of grass. We're dog owners. We're gonna pay the vet over $1,000 just to find out that our dog has a little tummy ache. We're dog owners. If you ask to see a photo of our dogs, we're gonna show you way more than just one. In fact, I have a whole presentation ready, so you better sit down. We're dog owners. Of course, they each have their own personal stockings for Christmas.
If your name is Becca and I can't call you Becca, I don't want to be your friend.
I love King Kelly. I just love King Kelly. It's one of the great stories, my favorite. Is a day when he was sitting on the bench. And the rule at that time was that if you wanted to substitute for a player, all you had to do was announce yourself. So a foul ball comes in the direction of the bench. Kelly stands up, yells out, "Kelly now catching for Boston." Catches the ball, and it's recorded as an out. This is the trickster. This is the villain. This is the fool. He is also a great player. He is all the wonderful archetypes of baseball wrapped into one. And he also managed to drink himself to death before he hit the age of 40. So that's also an archetype, alas, in baseball.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Braves trail 8-3. We head to the top of the ninth. Jake Diekman will come in, the 5.1 ERA, left-hander. Set to face the right-handed bat of Adam Duvall. Starts with a pitch well out of the zone, called for a strike. 0-1. I've given up on Gabe Morales. He's just absolute garbage. The 0-1 swung on, lifted into center field, going back on the track. That ball is gone. Adam Duvall. Slams one and smacks the New York Mets apple behind the center field wall. It ricochets into the crowd. His second home run of the night. And the Braves have drawn within 4.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah! First pitch on the way to Nacho Alvarez. He's up high and wide out of the zone. At least they're getting some high fives and some smiles in that dugout. It's been a gloomy dugout this entire road trip. 1-0. Swing and a miss for a strike. 1-1 count. Pitch on the way. Just misses outside. 2-1. The 2-1 from Diekman. Swing, pops it back foul. Do it again. Schwellenbach on the bump tomorrow. By the way, Diaz is now warming up in the Mets bullpen. So if nothing else, you get him up and moving. The 2-2. Slap foul into the Mets dugout. We'll do it again, 2-2. Braves have cut this lead in half now. It's 8-4. Still a long way to go, but we have hit 3 home runs tonight, which is nice. The 2-2. Inside. 3-2. So a full count to Alvarez. Lefty, righty. Diekman brings it down below the knees, called for a strike. Nacho Alvarez was trying to draw that as a walk, but that definitely hit the zone. Got a swing at that one. 1 away. Alvarez shaking his head, but if he goes back and watches, that's a strike, no doubt. I'm the last person who's going to defend Gabe Morales, but that was definitely a strike. First pitch on the way to Arcia is down and in. Did it miss him or did it get him? Guess he got out of the way. Man, I'm sorry, Arcia, but you got to take one for the team there, man. You got to stick your little chicken wing out there and get hit. You're batting .215. It's time for you to take one and get on into first. The 1-0. Swung on. That ball sliced into right field. Well, we'll forgive you this time. 1 on. No, 1 on, 1 out. Ramon Laureano is coming up there to talk to Alvarez. Remember, they had the altercation last night where he ran into Alvarez, and Alvarez whined and cried about it. Laureano immediately apologized, but nonetheless, heck, maybe Diekman will think he has to get retribution. He'll hit him, and we'll put 2 on. Didn't think we'd say this tonight, but the tying run is in the hole. First pitch on the way to Laureano is 95 up top. It's 0-1. Laureano batting for Kid Kelnick. On deck is Riley, in the hole, Ozuna. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Chase that one down and away. So an 0-2 count to Laureano. Diekman comes set. The pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Laureano down on strikes. Those of y'all still hanging out with us and paying attention, I'm just put it in the chat. Who do you think they're more likely to cut, Laureano or Eddie Rosario? I'm on the fence. I mean, Eddie gives you practically nothing, but there is that sentimental value. Laureano, I would have said gives you defense, but after last night, he gave us nothing. First pitch on the way. Dawson Riley's up top for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 to Riley. Diekman comes set. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss, 0-2. The Braves are down to their last strike. And if they get that last strike, this last out, the Mets will have caught the Braves in the standings. Maybe that is the wake-up that we need. The 0-2 count. Pitch on the way. High and out of the zone. 96 miles an hour, 1-2. Heading up to second base is Arcia for defensive indifference. Don't know why he didn't do that earlier, other than the fact he's probably half asleep. 2 outs, 1 on. The 1-2 count to Riley. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Blew it right by him, and that'll end the inning. That'll end the game, and that'll end the Braves' reign at the top of the National League wild card. Mets a well-deserved win after smacking around Charlie Morton. Brian Snitker has let this team absolutely collapse. He is culpable, and you can put AA's name on it too. Braves have won 1 game since the All-Star break. We're back at it tomorrow, 4:10. It's Schwellenbach Day. We go up against Tyler McGill. We still have a chance to split this series, but we've got to come out swinging tomorrow. Y'all have a great night, Braves country. Those of y'all who stuck around, y'all are the real ones, as they say. Have a great one.